Alive! It's alive! It's alive!
Good morning, my neighbors! Hey, fuck you! Yes! Yes! Fuck you too!
What up, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up?
The motion reads...
Good morning, everybody.
I'm just going to read through the moving clauses.
Guys, I have to feed
With
Stinky.
regards to item number 43.
Busy trying to get
I therefore
YouTube to
move
connect,
that
and I finally did. So,
$126,000 of the
give me a
Council
sec here. I'm
District
going to
12
feed Stinks, and then I'll be
portion
right
of the
back.
Street
Come
Furniture
hang out with you
Revenue
guys.
Fund, number 43D, Department 50, be transferred/appropriated to the Board of Public Works Fund, number 100-74, account number 3040, contractual services, for various street and neighborhood cleanup and maintenance services throughout Council District 12, coordinated by the Los Angeles Conservation Corps. I further move that the council resolve that, and I believe that's the new language, $63,000 in the Sunshine Canyon Communities Amenities Trust Fund, number 699-14, be transferred/appropriated to the Board of Public Works, Fund number 100-74, account number 3040, contractual services, for various street and neighborhood cleanup and maintenance services throughout Council District 12, coordinated by the Los Angeles Conservation Corps. I further move that the Board of Public Works, Office of Community Beautification, be authorized to prepare the necessary documents with and/or payments to the Los Angeles Conservation Corps and any other agency or organization in the above amount for the above purpose, subject to the approval of the City Attorney as to form. And I further move that the Department of Public Works, Office of Accounting, be authorized to make any technical corrections or clarifications as necessary to the above instructions in order to effectuate the intent of the motion. And is there a second to this motion?
We need a second for Mr. Lee's motion. Councilmember Park. Councilmember McCosker.
I would like to hold item 40 for a closed session discussion. And on item 46, I have a substitute motion based on new evidence and information. I think the city attorney has the substitute motion with the applicable change language.
So with regards to item number 40, we can hold it, but I do not see closed session agenda language on there right now. So I believe it's to vote on the request to go into closed at a future date. But we can hold it if the council president would like and look into it. With regards to the substitute motion, I do have that and am able to read it at this time if you would like. So the motion reads, and I'm only going to read the moving clauses. I therefore move that the City Council request that the Office of the City Attorney and the Los Angeles Bureau of Sanitation, LA-SAN, in coordination with the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power, LADWP, investigate the status of Atlas Iron and Metal Company's legal requirement to upgrade its stormwater treatment system. This should include specifically what improvements to the stormwater management system have been made and the status of compliance with federal water pollution rules. I further move that the City Council request the LA-SAN and LADWP coordinate with the Los Angeles School Unified District, LAUSD, and the Better Watts Initiative, BWI, to immediately develop any additional testing strategies for pollutants currently present on site at Atlas Iron and Metal Company that could be impacting Jordan High School. I further move that the City Council request the Office of the City Attorney report back on recorded citations of illegal disposal of hazardous materials and waste and the status of any penalties incurred by Atlas Iron and Metal Company in the last 5 years. I further move that the Council request the Office of the City Attorney report back on the ability of the City to impose restrictions on operations on site at Atlas Iron and Metal Company as the City is investigating the facility. Additionally, the City Attorney should provide measures the city can impose on the operator, including but not limited to abatement of the use, injunctive relief, criminal or civil fines and penalties, and community mitigations, such as a fund to provide assistance to environmentally sensitive areas in need, and to prepare a remediation plans for projects that revitalize environmental justice communities in Watts. I further move that the City Council request the Office of the City Attorney engage this California Attorney General and the United States Environmental Protection Agency Administrator to share data related to sewer runoff and other samples
Booting people out again?
from
Awesome.
Atlas Iron and Metal Company.
See how they're doing everything they can do at YouTube to make sure you don't watch that video and yet still take 30% of the dollar you take that you send to me? Notice how they do that?
Impact they have on the surrounding environment. I further move that the City Council request the LA San citywide brownfields program work directly with Atlas Iron and Metal Company, community organizations, and city agencies to help assess, clean up, and revitalize any potential impacts that the site may have caused to 1, the neighboring lots, or 2, in the case
why doesn't it do it to
agency
everybody,
requires
which is
the site
weird?
In the future, the city can
It's
directly
only
deploy
240 people,
brownfields
yep.
program
Because I put
resources for the
Clowncil
site.
probably, and that's their
Is there a
buddies.
second to this motion?
No
Is there a second?
notification.
Mr.
Yeah,
Councilmember Padilla.
sounds about right. And they won't throw you off, but they'll take your money. Remember that.
Mr. President, there is a request to also hold item
Why does it sound like
33
that?
on the desk, sir.
Without objection. All right. Councilmember Hutt.
Sounds like shit.
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like for the city attorney to read
Yeah, I
the
can do
amendment into the record for item number 34.
So the motion that is being introduced by Councilmember Hutt reads, I move that item number 34
I say, guys,
on today's
if you
agenda
ever
be
decide to
amended
donate, please
replace the
donate
recommendation
through
as
the other way
follows.
if you
And
can.
again, I
Try
believe
not
this
to
is
use
another
YouTube
technical
at all,
amendment with
ever,
the
to donate
language
through.
in bold.
I mean,
It
ever.
says, direct the
Because all they
Department of
do
General
is do
Services
nothing for
with the
me or
assistance of the
you,
city
make it
attorney
harder
and
for you to
city
watch,
administrative officer
never
to
notify
negotiate
you,
license agreements
and still
with
take a third of the money.
for the city
Not fair.
multi-purpose center
Not fucking fair.
located at 2528
So please, I
West
beg you,
Boulevard,
if you ever decide to
and
do that in the future,
city-owned senior center
think about
located,
Cash
and
App,
this is the bold
Venmo, or
language,
PayPal, please.
2475 West Washington Boulevard, end of the bold language, with said license agreements should be at no
as much as it
cost to
sucks,
the
Darkside, never used to
WLCAC,
happen.
and should run
Nobody else ever
concurrent
comes in here and
with the
says,
Los
yeah, that
Angeles
happened to me
Department
when
of
I was
Aging
watching my
Service
other stream
contract
this morning,
for both of these
the
locations.
Likeables or
Is
whatever.
there a second to this motion?
Never seems to happen on anybody else's stream.
Thank you.
I put it up,
Bloomfield?
Christina. I linked it to the top.
All right.
Just sucks, man.
Councilmember Hernandez. I see your name again.
You know, they don't notify anybody
President,
either.
I have the language
It's ridiculous.
for item number
When you
22.
get here, they kick you out.
amended language if the city attorney
And when you
can read the
donate,
record,
they
please.
take 30% of that. And they're quick with that.
The motion reads that I move that
Ridiculous.
agenda
They
item
do
number
nothing
22
for me
on
as a
today's
streamer.
council agenda
Nothing.
be amended to
Except for
include
allow
an
me to have my
additional
money taken by
recommendation.
them. That's it.
Okay. And the additional recommendation.
I almost want to
to
turn off
that.
Super
So,
Chat just for that
instruction
whole
number 4.
reason.
Instruct LADOT to report within 30 days with a spending plan for the projected revenue from the bus lane enforcement
So they
pilot
get
program,
nothing.
including creating a criteria matrix that prioritizes the following transportation-related services and programs. A. Traffic officers. B. Paint and sign maintenance crews. C. Speed hump programs. And D. Funding for safe street infrastructure at the top 50 locations where street takeovers occur, as well as pedestrian safety treatments. And is there a second to this motion?
Councilmember Padilla. Councilmember Rahman. Okay.
Right,
All
Patriot?
right.
And that's,
and
that's
Council
why you're
District
over
8
there.
has a special item number
Makes sense.
42 with amendments.
And that's why I have it.
And again, this
So there's
appears
so
to
many
be a
places in case they
technical
kick you off.
amendment.
How many
So
times have they kicked
the
me off,
amendment
too?
reads that I move that
4?
item number 42
At least 4
on
times
today's
in 7 years.
agenda be
4
amended
times
to
in 7
replace
years, at
recommendation
least.
1 as follows. Transfer and appropriate 106,000.
This is your first and last
Roger,
warning.
I'm not asking for
Any
anybody to
further outbursts
donate.
will be
All I'm
asked
saying
to
is
leave
if they
immediately.
happen to
Thank
want
you.
to donate,
believe that
please
was Camille
don't do
Lewis.
it through YouTube. That's
Let
what
me
I'm
start
saying.
over.
That was all.
Says
That was all I'm
replace
saying.
recommendation
Don't
1
worry
as
about
follows.
donating. I'm not asking for donos.
Transfer and appropriate.
I'm just explaining here why there's no reason you should do it through them.
Number 100/56.
They don't benefit you at all, or me.
This is the new language. 000622. End of the new language. Additional homeless services. CD8,
Dodgers tonight, yeah.
Los Angeles
Walker
Housing
Bueller was
Department.
robbed at the
Fund
racetrack
number
for his watch.
100/43.
They caught one of them, I
Account
believe.
number to be determined for enhanced support services, which includes client metal services and an increase to staff salaries at the CD8 Navigation Center. And I believe this is being seconded by
You wish,
Councilmember
Raggedy
Hunt.
Man. Don't give yourself so much credit.
All right. Any other specials members, just to go once around to make sure everybody's got theirs in? All right.
I'm being told that the previous.
Yeah, so you don't get
motion's being
notifications.
seconded
That's what
by
I'm saying, Texas. And I bet you if you looked right now to see if you're subbed to the channel, you're probably not.
All
They
right.
probably unsubbed you, even
Any
though
other
you
specials
subbed.
members?
They do that too. They
All right,
literally unsub
seeing
people from
none,
those channels to make it
what
hard.
items are available for us?
And you wonder
to
why I don't have
cast votes on at this
100,000 subs yet.
Mr. President,
keep taking them
council
away.
may now vote on items 17
A whole month, Jamie.
through
1 month.
21, as well as 23, sir.
Wait about
All
32
right,
days
Those items are now before us. Let's open the roll.
by the time you get
close
anything
the
from
roll,
them.
Tabulate the vote.
That's all these sites except for
14
Cash Out,
ayes.
PayPal, and,
All right, what's next?
Venmo. That's why people like
Mr.
using that.
President, council may vote on
Thank you, Christina.
closed
You
session
rock.
Items. Those are items 47 through 53, which were considered by the Budget, Finance, and Innovation
Thank you to
Committee, sir.
OCB.
All right, I'll call on our budget chair, Mr. Blumenfield, to
Thank you.
Thank you,
I don't
Christina.
think we
Thank
need
you,
to go into
OCB.
closed session today on these, as we heard all of these items in Budget Committee. However, I do want to make note that what is in closed session are more settlements, and why this is important.
Go Padres,
Letting
Dodgers are
folks
done.
know
We'll
we've
see.
exhausted the $100
We'll
million
see.
that was set aside in the approved budget for liabilities. We've used an additional $60 million from our mid-year adjustments, and $23
I'm guessing you've
million
never
from
been
our
down to
reserve
the
funds. So at this
Gaslamp
point,
district with
we've
all the
also
bums in
taken
it now,
$76
Mike.
million less
Guess you
than
ain't been there in a while.
anticipated revenues.
It's not as nice
What
as
that
you think it
means
is.
our reserve fund is below 5.07% that we started the fiscal year with. It's at 3.83% and will drop under 3%. which
I'm right
is
here, Raggedy. What are you
dangerously
waiting for?
low. Our reserve funds should be at 10%, but at the very least at 5%. So what do we do besides not settling cases, which really
Not running
just buys
anywhere.
us time? And I bring
Right
this
here.
up because these cases are taking us
My worry
past
face.
limits. We
Howie
need to
Brown,
keep
let's go,
priority
Howie.
critical hiring in place, and even though I know a lot of us were ready to lift that if until these numbers came in,
It's
and
30,
unfortunately that means
not
we've had to turn
33.
down
It's
department
30.
requests to hire in the budget.
Twitch takes
And keep in
50%.
mind that if we go
Twitch,
a little bit lower,
Jeff
we have a
Bezos
few more
gets
cases
50
or
cents on a
settlement
dollar.
takes us down to 2.75%. Then it's going to require a 2/3 vote of this body.
Damn,
anytime
possible
we want to take
overdoses
money out of
at
the reserve
downtown
fund.
LA.
So this is bad news. And I'm
Jail, leave one
putting it
dead,
out there
6
in the context
hospitalized.
of
Damn,
we're
7
putting all
OD'd
these
in jail.
settlements.
In jail,
But you need
7
to know the
ODs.
situation is dire, and
In
you need to
jail.
have that lens as we move forward with all the different requests that are coming
Dang.
forward. And we're going to have a much more thorough discussion about this in Budget Committee tomorrow. But I thought,
So do I, Raggedy.
Additional cases
do
here
I.
that I would make that clear. So.
Thank you, Mr. Blumenfield. So, just so I'm clear, you're saying we're this far over,
Thank you again, Howie.
significantly over on settlements, and we're not even 6 months into the year.
Yes.
That sounds
Right.
about right.
Those items.
Bro, what's going on with
Now
the... You hear it changing now?
And someone turned on
Bro, the DEI sound guy needs to get
is
working.
reverb off. Good.
Bro.
Okay.
What a fucking
Those
moron
those
this dude
items
is.
are now before
What an
us.
idiot.
Let's open the roll.
Mr. President, if I may
DEI
read
sound
the
people.
settlement amount, sir.
Sounds like Star Wars.
For
That is
item
correct.
number 47 in the case entitled Raymond Levi versus City of Los Angeles, there's a recommendation to expend up to $82,500 in settlement. Item 48 in the case entitled
That's it,
Rosa
DEI sound
Becerra
guy.
versus
Howie Brown,
Yesenia
jeez.
Emestica et al.
Impressive.
There is a recommendation to
Let's
expend
go, Howie.
up to $150,000 in settlement. For item 49 in a case entitled Niku Mirzas versus City of Los Angeles et al., there is a recommendation to
That wasn't me.
expend
That
up
was
to
I was
$800,000
on their
in
side. I'm
settlement.
drinking
For
coffee.
item 50 in the
Not
case
touching
entitled
anything.
Samuel Stringer versus City of Los Angeles et al., there is a recommendation to expend up to $975,000 in settlement. For item 51,
That's $1
in
million
the case
gone,
entitled
basically.
Maribel Murillo versus City of Los Angeles et al., there is a recommendation to expend up to $450,000 in settlement. For item
$1.5 million?
52, in the case entitled Eric Vidro versus City of Los Angeles et al., there is a recommendation to expend up to $300,000 in settlement.
$2 million,
And
basically?
finally, for item 53, in the case entitled Bianca Alvarado
Allison.
versus City of Los Angeles et al., there is a recommendation to expend up to $300,000 in settlement. Thank you, sir.
All right, those items are now before us. Let's open the
Yeah.
roll,
Amazing how much money we
close
lose.
the roll.
Why don't they
tabulate the
just
vote.
chase him down, Damon, and do it
Thank
like
you,
they do in
Niles.
Arkansas? That's
All
why.
right, before we go to public comment, I want
That's
to call
why.
on Mr. Lee for a special announcement and welcome.
So, Ted Bell,
Thank you, Mr. President. Good morning, everyone. Last year, the
How's the
city of Los
steakhouse?
Angeles designated October 9th as Hangeul Day, and this year marks our second official celebration of this special occasion. Hangeul is
up,
the
Wilbur?
Korean alphabet that was created in 1443 by King Sejong, the great
here
during
we
the
go again.
Joseon dynasty.
Bro,
It was designed to promote literacy
did they get
among
to do
all
the sound
Korean
today?
people due to its simplicity and scientific structure. But most importantly, it gave us our own identity as a people and helped us unite our country. Los Angeles is home to one of the
Hi,
most
Hearts.
diverse populations in the United States and has the
didn't
largest
hear
Korean
that, Terry.
community in the country. Over the past few decades, the Korean American community
Hmong
has
Day.
grown tremendously.
Maybe it's Hmong,
and
not
played a
hung.
significant role in the fabric of American society. And in order to stay connected to our roots, Korean Americans
Could
hold
turn it up
Korean
a little.
language and culture in high regard. It is a true honor to celebrate Hangeul Day here every year in Los Angeles. Today, we are honored to have Monica Rue, President, and Deborah Lee, Executive Director of the Foundation for Korean Language and Culture, with us. And together with the Korean Education Center, they have been instrumental in establishing
Look at old boy
and
with
maintaining
his
Korean
shirt
language
over his
classes
face. Does it
in
smell?
public schools.
Somebody farted in there?
Currently, more than 200 schools across the United States offer Korean
farted?
language courses with approximately 9,000 students learning Korean in 80 schools here in Los Angeles. Thank you all, and thank you for joining us to celebrate this important day to our community.
Thank you so much and welcome. Thank you for sharing this day with us. All right, now
Look at
I'll
him, Buzz
ask
stinks.
that we move on to public comment. You can make public comment on agenda items noticed for the public hearing and items for which public hearings have not been held. Please note today's meeting includes a call-in option for public comment.
So wait, we had
public
no
comment will be taken
no
both in person in
presentations
the
while I
council
was
chamber
gone.
and also via
Getting the coffee and
teleconference.
feeding him.
Madam Clerk, would you please read out the call-in information that was also provided on
Fantastic.
the agenda?
Fantastic. Kim Jong Un Day.
Okay.
Maybe that's
Okay.
what it is. I don't know.
I'm sorry, we have another special.
And this is a substitute motion on item number 3, and I believe it's being introduced by the council president. So I'll just read the motion in its entirety. It says, I move that pursuant to Charter Section 242B, that the council resolve to adopt the following
sounds fucked
changes
up.
to the council committee structure and jurisdictions. The changes affect the current Civil Rights,
Sounds
Equity,
tinny.
Immigration, Aging, and Disability Committee. Establish a new Economic, Community Development, and Jobs Committee, and amend the current jurisdiction of the Trade, Travel, and Tourism Committee. 1. Civil Rights, Equity, Immigration, Aging, and Disability. Oversight of the Civil, Human Rights, and Equity Department, Human Relations Commission, Commission on the Status of Women, Transgender Advisory Council, Reparations Advisory Commission, Department of Aging, Department on Disability, Commission on Disability, Office of Community Wealth, Community Investment, and Families Department, Commission for Community and Family Services, Policies and Issues Involving the Consolidated Plan and Capital Improvement Projects, Family Source Centers, Human Trafficking and Domestic Violence, Immigrant Affairs and Immigration, Mayor's Office of Immigrant Affairs, Immigrant Advocate, Office of Immigrant Inclusion and Language
I'll make you a
Access,
bet, Dead Mike. You want to
Reduction
put
of
your money
Poverty,
where your mouth is?
Day
50 bucks,
Labor
PayPal.
Programs,
Otani
the
doesn't
needs of
go
the
0 for
disabled
4,
and senior citizens,
let me know.
human rights,
All he has to do is get one hit,
multiculturalism,
and I win.
EMB,
He goes
Race
0 for
LA,
3, 0 for 4,
race
0
and
for
ethnic
5.
relations,
You win. Let me know.
diversity,
Put it in the chat room. Put your
social
money where your
justice,
mouth is, dead, Mike.
restorative justice, LGBTQIA+
And if you don't pay me right away,
policy,
because I know I'll pay if I
comparable
lose.
worth
If you don't pay me
and
right
equity,
away, you'll be kicked out of the
social
room
equity,
forever. Just so we're really
discriminatory
clear.
practices and equal employment opportunities.
Just so we're really clear.
2. Economic community
Wanna make
development
that bet?
and jobs. Oversight
I'm
of
down.
Economic and Workforce Development Department, Workforce Development Board, the WDB, Small Business Commission, Bureau of Contract Administration, Wage Enforcement Division, Industrial
Let me know,
Development
I'm
Authority,
looking.
Minority Business Opportunity Committee, the MBOC,
That way I don't miss it.
Los Angeles City Tourism Department, Board of City Tourism Commissioners, Mayor's Office of Economic Development, Mayor's Office of Reentry, State of California Employee Development Department, Film LA, Minor Business Enterprises.
Thank you, Aunt Esther. It's great to see you. How are you?
Women Business Enterprises, WB.
I guess we don't want to make that
Small
bet.
Business Enterprises, SPE.
I'm guessing we don't want to make that
Workforce
bet.
Development.
I'll do
Business
$5.
Improvement Districts, Business Associations, Industrial and Commercial Development, Economic
I'll tell you what.
Development, Reduction of Poverty, Street Vending, Infrastructure Financing
Because
Districts.
I'm the man who I am, and I know he ain't going to do that, I'll give you $10 if you're right. Right? If he doesn't get any hits tonight, no matter how many at-bats he has, I'll give you 10. But if he gets even one hit tonight, you owe me $5. How's that? That's double or nothing.
All matters
Or double or
pertaining
something.
to conventions.
It's 2 to
all
1
matters
odds.
pertaining to the film,
How's that?
television, and
that
gaming
good?
industries, including their job creation and retention policies.
You get 10, I get
All
5?
matters related to jobs and their
You'll do
creation.
that? Okay, remember, Mike,
And 3.
if
trade,
you don't
travel,
give me
and
the money
tourism.
right away, as soon as he
Oversight
gets
of
that hit,
Airport
you better be
Department,
PayPaling me my
Harbor
PayPal.
Department,
Take
Alameda
that link and
Corridor
save it up
Transportation
top.
Authority, the ACTA,
Because I want my 5 right away.
matters involving
Because you won't
free
be in
trade
here
zones,
again. I'm just letting you
marketing
know. I'm
and
being
branding
honest
of
with
Los
you.
Angeles, all matters pertaining to the Los
And if
Angeles
it's
Sports
true
and
and you're
Entertainment
right,
Commission and
this
Experience
next game,
LA,
I mean, the
all
next
matters
show, I
related
want you to come
tourism,
in and give me
including
your PayPal or
tourism-related
send it to me
actions
through any of the
Los
places
Angeles
so I
City
can send
Tourism
you your
Department
$10 right
and
away.
the Board of City Tourism Commissioners and Freight Railroads.
It could
And
be PayPal,
was there a
Cash
second to
App,
this motion?
Venmo, whichever you choose. Don't care.
We need a second, Mr. Price.
I was
Thank you.
So we're on. Everybody here?
Councilmember Rodriguez.
Everybody
has an
here?
announcement.
We see the bet.
Thank you.
Otani just needs
colleagues,
one
I
hit
want
tonight.
To quickly give acknowledgement to
He
some
owes me
special
5
guests
if
that we
they-
have
if,
joining
uh,
us today in council chambers.
If he
From
gets the hit,
my
if he
great
gets no
alma
hits
mater,
tonight, I owe
Occidental
him
College.
10.
Would you
That's
all
the
please
bet.
rise? We've got them 15 students from Professor Freer's LA Politics class joining us today, and for the Oxy alum that are here, and
Yeah, I'm packing it up
I know
right now,
Karen
Steve.
Kalfayan. We've had a few folks, Oxy alums, that have joined them this morning to talk about our work here at City Hall, and they've joined us to observe general public comment today, and just wanted to welcome them into your LA City Hall. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much and welcome.
See, I put my money where my mouth is. That's how that was.
All right, and we will proceed to public comment at this time.
That wasn't the bet.
Yes,
Now you
Mr.
want to change the bet? Now it's on the
As
Padres now?
indicated
We
on
changing the bet?
agenda, Members of the
that what we're
public
doing?
wishing to offer public comment should
Already
call
changing the bet, huh?
669
What about if the Padres win? What does that matter?
And
You
use
said
meeting ID
Otani
number
is going 0 for 4. That's what you said.
160-535-8466,
One bet at a time. You
and
can't
then
even afford to
press
pay this
pound.
bet. You
Press
won't pay
pound
that bet?
again when prompted for participant ID. Once admitted to the meeting, press star 9 to request to speak.
I know, Mark.
Once
I
your
said
turn to
$50,
speak,
but
an
he can't
automated
afford
Zoom
50.
voice will ask you to press
So I even
star
gave him
6
2 to 1
unmute.
odds.
Again, call 669-254-5252
But he wants to bet more.
and use
Typical
meeting ID
gambler.
number 160-535-8466.
What's up, Jason?
Then
How are you,
press
buddy?
pound. Press
to see you,
pound
Jason.
again when prompted for participant ID.
Yeah, it's heating up.
Once admitted to the meeting, press star 9 to request to speak. When it's your turn to speak, an automated Zoom voice will ask you to press star 6 to unmute.
to people providing public comment. When it is your
I'm
turn
scared to
speak,
get my
either
look.
at the
When
podium
I
or
say
on the phone,
let's bet 50
please
bucks and
state
someone
which of the
tells me
agenda
no, let's
items
bet
you'd like to
5.
speak to. You
I'm
will have 1
scared
minute
about
per
even
item,
getting my
up to 3
$5. So
minutes
I'm certainly
total
not
for
going
the
to
items
bet you
open
again
for
until
public
you
comment.
pay me for the first
We
one.
will tell you when your time
Or
is
at least
up.
that one goes off and I
When
have to
speaking
pay
on the
you.
agenda items,
That's
you
how
must
I
be
do
on
it.
topic.
I don't just make all these
Our goal
wild
is to
bets
get
and
through
hope
as many
that I
speakers
get
we
my
can.
money because I've had that
If
happen
you are
here
not on
before.
topic, or if we cannot tell whether
That's
you
why
are
I told
on
them I'm going to
topic,
kick you out
you will get
if you don't
one
pay.
brief warning from me or the council president. At that point, you need to get immediately and clearly on topic.
I ain't forgetting
If you
about
do
it,
not do
Mike.
so,
Don't forget about
if you
my
again stray
5.
off
I
topic,
know you're going to have to
you
go
will
and
forfeit the
borrow a
rest of your
couple
speaking
bucks.
time, and we will move on to the next speaker. The items that are open for public comment are items 1 through 16 and items 24 through 46.
Okay, let's do 10 then. I
Again,
thought we
the
already
items that are
decided it.
open for public comment
Are we
items
changing the
1
bet,
through
Mike?
16 and items 24 through 46. Members of the public may also speak for up to 1
now
minute for
I-
general public comment.
Are you giving me 10?
During
You're
general
confusing me,
public
Mike.
comment,
Are you
members
going to
of the
give me
public may
10?
speak to any of the items
If I
or
lose-
anything
if I
else
win?
in the city's
What are we
subject
doing
matter
here?
jurisdiction. For members of the public calling in, when it is your turn to speak, an automated message from Zoom will
Well,
prompt
we'll
you
see
to press
about that,
star
Mike.
6 to unmute yourself. If you do not do so, council staff will prompt you once more. At that
All right,
point,
everybody.
you need to immediately unmute yourself.
Smoke. Look at how milky that
you will
is.
forfeit
Can't even
your
see me.
speaking Time,
Can't
and
even
we will have
see
to
me.
move on to the next speaker. Because of a brief time delay between
I don't
the
think
live
so either,
streaming and
Dodgers.
broadcast, 2 things are important. First, while waiting for your turn to speak, please keep an ear to the phone.
That is
so you
true
know in
right
real
now, Fat
time
Boy,
when
but
it
that's
is your
due to
turn
injury.
Press star 6 to unmute.
Can't help injury.
Second,
And-
if you're listening to this meeting
And
on another
Otani
device,
getting a
please
hit
turn down the
and an
volume on that
at-bat
device
has
immediately
nothing to
when
do
it's
with the
your turn to
Dodgers
speak.
pitching.
Between the
Nothing.
time delay and feedback, it will cause a great deal of confusion if you continue to listen on your other devices. One final announcement.
Wait,
if
what
I could
can I get
ask
for
the
$5?
interpreter to
Clark
get on the
W.
mic and read it aloud, or interpret aloud. So, for anyone who requires a Spanish language interpreter,
And some Skittles.
please
Bird
make sure
Dookie.
that you pause every once in a while to give our interpreters time to do their jobs. We will pause your time, so you will not be, you will still get the same amount of time as everybody else. Go ahead.
Para aquellas personas hablando en español
I wanna
aquí,
buy points?
por
What are you
favor
talking about? What are
recuerden
we even-
de
what?
pausar y hablar en frases cortas
Huh?
para darle al intérprete un momento para
you
traducir.
San Diego
No va a
fans can't
perder
even
su
get one
tiempo
bet
en
straight.
hacerlo,
You
el
want to make
tiempo
more
va a
than one?
pausar.
Can't even get
Muchas
one
gracias.
straight. Want to make more than one?
I will begin by calling up names: Antonio Ramirez, Bradenberg, Susan Price,
Look,
April Stewart.
It has nothing to do with that, and I agree.
Chad
You can't buy
Medner,
championships. If anybody's told you that, you
Gregory
can't buy.
Plummer,
Chemistry is what you cannot
Nick
buy.
Cruz,
Chemistry creates
Stuart
championships.
Waldman,
That's what you can't buy with the money.
Oscar
Chemistry.
Antonio, Adam. Please line
So
up
get
to
that
your
straight.
left-hand side.
10 goes a long way on the fig. Oh, here we go. Here we go. 3-inch shrimp.
Thank you, President Nuri
Good
Martinez.
morning. So
I
you
would
have
like
3
to
minutes for
speak,
the items and 1 minute for general public
Wait,
comment.
President,
Please begin with the
Thank you.
items.
Very fast. Number one. 还记得年少时的梦吗？像朵永远不凋零的花。
I love this Israeli flag shirt.
经过那风吹雨打，看世事无常，看沧桑变化。那些为
I
爱
need
所
Spindler
付
walking in here.
出的代价，是永远都难忘的啊！所有真心的、痴心的话。永在我心中，虽然已没有他。也许我偶尔还是会想他，偶尔难免会惦记着他，就当他是个老朋友啊，也让我心疼，也让我牵挂，只是我心中不再有火花。Number 2.
I love it.
多少回我来到你的窗外，也曾想敲敲门叫你出来，想一想你的美丽，我的平凡，一次次默默走开。 再见
That's it,
了
Charlos.
心爱的梦中女孩，我将要去远方寻找未来。假如我有
Did
一
you say
天
Ja Rule?
荣归故里，再到你窗外诉说情怀。再见了，心爱的梦中女孩，对着你的影子说声珍重。假如我永远不再回来，
Never played in the postseason, Mike, so how could you make that
就让月亮守在
claim?
你窗外。
Stop it now.
Number
You're
3.
being foolish. Don't be dumb.
再唱不出那样
We get it. You
的
hate him and the
歌曲
Dodgers. And that's okay.
听
That's
到
fine.
都会红着
Don't be
脸
dumb.
躲避。虽然会经常忘了
I heard Ja Rule's all connected in that Diddy stuff. Ooh, I don't know, but we'll see.
因为爱情不会轻易悲伤，所以我们还是幸福的
Thank you, Michelle. It's great to see you, Michelle. Happy
因
Tuesday.
为爱情简单的生长，依然随时
'Cause he loves
可
it,
以
Minor.
为你疯狂。因为爱情怎么会有沧桑？所以我们还是年轻的模样。因为爱情在那个地方。
Oh, 2 games, yes, Dodgers.
General
This
public
year.
comment. I wish in the city of Los Angeles, I'm allowed to have a
Didn't
dream.
he hit a home run in the first game?
I can have a dream in the
3
city
run?
hall council meeting without being interrupted.
I think he did.
I have a dream that every single Israeli can be safe in the city of Los Angeles, in the city council. I have a dream where every single Israeli can go to work safely, can go to their church safely, can go to their school safely without being harassed, without being attacked. I have a dream in the city of Los Angeles where every single Israeli will not get bullied, will not get attacked, will not get insulted, assaulted, verbally, physically, at any point, anywhere in the city of Los Angeles. I have a dream in the city of Los Angeles that I can voice my support for Kevin De Leon, I can voice my support for President Trump without worry about getting shot, without worry about getting attacked. I have a dream in the city of Los Angeles that I am allowed to voice my support for Israel without getting disrupted by the council president or the city attorney. I support Israel.
In 11 years, how many World Series trophies has Mr. Manny Machado won? How many MVPs?
Morning.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and
How
the
many
items you'd
pennants?
like to speak to.
How many pennants?
I'm here for
Because we know he hasn't won any World
comment.
Series.
So
How many
you have 1
pennants?
minute, and before you begin, if you could pull the microphone down a little bit.
None.
Thank you.
0.
Good morning. I'm here for general public comment. Airport and hotel workers have been coming to city council for over 540 days with simple message. Wage delay or wage deny. This council independent study confirmed what workers have been saying since day one. Increase wage and health care benefits.
That might be
increase
true, Mike.
wage,
But what I just told you isn't a lie. What has he won? Nothing.
And healthcare benefits is
Nothing.
good for our economy.
Nothing.
And it's the right thing to do.
11 years in the
I
league.
urge you to
Nothing.
form the community and economic development community today, so there are no more delays.
Nothing.
Thank you.
He's halfway through his career and he's won nothing.
Before the next speaker begins,
Maybe a
I will
Silver
call
Slugger?
our names.
Maybe a
Daniil
Golden Glove?
Patel,
None of that shit means
Douglas
anything.
Marble.
Maybe an all-star appearance or two?
S.
Means nothing.
Eva Rodriguez.
Ask him what all that
Frederick
means. Ask him if
Sillett,
he'd trade it all for one
Greg
trophy.
Plummer.
He would. He would.
Pitu Patel.
What's up, Boobar?
Good
How
morning.
are you?
If you could please remind us of the name that you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
My name is Susan Price, and I'm from LA Can. I'm speaking on public comment and 1 and 2.
So you have 2 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment.
Is that Mr. Herman?
Hold on, just.
Oh, no, that's not him. But
World
back there, guys.
migration is
Under
affecting
over
LA.
7 today. Under
It's a
over 7. Get
national
ready.
crisis of houselessness.
7.
LA must have a federal response to this crisis. California is a sanctuary state.
I don't see him.
Other states are busing migrants to this area.
You voted for it,
I saw a
right?
bus unload in Skid Row just yesterday on Maple and 7th. Federal public housing.
Dumping them off on Skid Row. Welcome to California,
millions
everybody.
of square feet of vacant commercial real estate.
Everybody says over, huh?
In
100?
LA
Chris,
is
the only one?
necessary now. We have
Classen
to think
says
about outside of the
Joe,
box. We got to think about all
300.
that vacant space that's not being used, that we have to put people in that space. Also,
Please,
the
you wish,
sweeps
Mike.
are happening daily in
Wouldn't be
Skid
worth
Row.
$50K if you
People's
gave him
property is
$49,000 with it,
regularly destroyed
cash.
and thrown away. LAHSA is nowhere to be found. Council District 14 staff is nowhere to be found. It's very clear the priority when it comes to Council District 14 with LAPD, Central Division officers, and sanitation at Kevin De Leon's beck and call.
So,
Target a
Speaker,
predominantly
you
black and
mentioned-
houseless population.
Speaker,
Look,
you mentioned items
Who
1
is
and
Natalie?
2. And that doesn't. None of this appears to be about items number 1 and 2. So you've used your 1 minute for general public comment. But if you'd like to speak to items 1 and 2, please do so now.
Oh, dang.
I just want you to know
I hate you.
we need everything you can do to help the houseless population. Thank you for hearing me today.
You have hate in your heart, let it out.
Oh, there he is. There he is. He is there.
Good morning.
He
Which
is
items
there.
would you like to speak to?
Oh, of course they
Excuse me?
changed it.
Which
He walked
items
in
would you
right
like to
now, right
speak
when they
to?
turned the camera.
6:33 in general public comment.
Okay, so you have 2 minutes
There
for
he
the
is.
items.
Oh, sorry.
The man of the hour.
8:33 in general public comment.
There he is.
Okay.
I'm sure that
So
matters to
2
you.
minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment. Go ahead with the items
All right.
first.
Keeps walking in and out.
Yeah, I just saw that number 8 is about proposed improvement and maintenance of the 6th Street and Gladys Avenue street lighting district. And I think it's
clearly-
important when we talk about infrastructure in Skid Row and specifically at that intersection. About 2 weeks ago, I put in a My 311 request for a sinkhole that's developing right at that intersection.
They ain't come out
They've
yet.
closed the request
And didn't do
nothing's
anything.
happened except they came
Yup.
out last week and spray painted around it.
He ain't lying.
Meanwhile,
He ain't
it's
lying.
causing a danger to our neighborhood and also infrastructure at that intersection. July 2023, LA Can
Padres in 4.
requested a crosswalk
That can't happen,
across
idiot.
from
They've already
our
won.
office
Dodgers have won
that
a game.
connects to Parlos Niños preschool, where families are crossing every day.
It didn't happen.
That's been
Dodgers
15 months now.
Dodgers
and there's
already
still no
split 'em
crosswalk. There's
in the
still,
first
still no response from the city.
So, Speaker, this is about street lighting, not the
Oh, my
crosswalk.
bad. Okay, then I'll go to number 33. Number
Harrison
33 is
Picklevick.
relative to changes to the council committee structure and jurisdictions.
I need a shirt like that, Fong.
And I think it's worth bringing up that Kevin De Leon was placed on the Planning Land Use Management Committee, that Kevin De Leon is still on the Housing and
It's best of
Homelessness
5.
Committee.
Oh, I see what he's saying now. Okay, never mind.
And everyone on this council had a lot to say about Kevin De Leon 2 years ago, including our new president, Councilmember Harris Dawson. And I just find it really interesting that Kevin De Leon's being put on
I don't see him,
the Plum
Pat.
Committee and is still on the Housing and Homelessness Committee.
Maybe he's outside.
Number 1 in this agenda item talks about civil rights,
Why is
equity,
Homeboy with his
immigration,
shirt
aging,
still
and
on?
disability. And
Why
what's
is he
under
going like
that?
that?
Reduction of poverty, human rights, race and ethnic relations. 2
Why?
weeks ago, here, Kevin De Leon was invited to speak at a private event with the Civil
Mike?
Rights Commission. And it's just laughable.
General public comment?
Gotcha.
Yeah. I don't know why he's doing it.
Don't
know why.
I see our new
Carl.
president left the room, but now that he's president, I think it's incumbent
stinks?
on this council to start opening, phone or Zoom public comment to committees. We know that you're able to do it for this meeting, and it's absolutely, it's pretty shameful that it's not done across committees. I know that Nuri Martinez had a certain orientation around it. Paul Krikorian certainly had an orientation around it. But there's a new president here, and I think that
Fucked up, West
people
Elm.
being able to call in and give public comment at public meetings should be a priority for a council that pretends, I think, that they represent the public. And while we need expanded access and our ability to give public comment, it's also important that council members listen to what's being said. Listening to the public is part of your job. At least that's what you say on the campaign trail. But too often during public comment, like right now, council members choose to leave the room, check their phones, talk to their colleagues and staff, or like Kevin De Leon,
Mr.
listen
Speaker,
to...
your time has expired. Next speaker.
I mean, if he needs a mask, I mean, obviously, most masks don't even do anything for you anyways, and even the best one only stops,
Good morning. If you
what,
could please
80%?
remind us of the name you signed up
Oh, I'm
under,
sorry,
the items you'd like to
95% of
speak to.
particulate. That's why it's called an
Good morning.
N95, right?
My name is Gregory Plummer. and I'm
5%
speaking
still
on
gets
item number
through, so your
33 in
shirt
public
is
comment.
basically
So you
like
have 1
putting
minute for
nothing
the
up to
item
your face.
and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the item.
Thank you. Good morning, distinguished council members.
All right, where's Mr.
President,
Herman?
My name is
I don't
Greg
see him.
Plummer. I am a CEO and owner of a
He's outside, I
airport
bet.
contract company. We proudly employ over 350
he's
Angelinos,
outside.
and we are going to be impacted by the restructuring of the committees that oversee the airport. While we are absolutely supportive of living wage, and today our company pays substantially above the living wage when you factor in gratuities because we operate restaurants at the airport. We are certainly not here to oppose changes to living wage. We do ask that we are considered in the equation. As operators of restaurants, we already operate on razor-thin margins. So as you can imagine, when the ideal of a 15% increase to your largest expense, that's daunting and somewhat scary for a local minority-owned business who often challenges with access to capital, more expensive capital than what you would look at when you compare it to large global primes.
General public comment.
And so today I ask that you strongly consider our position. You know, we have worked really hard, myself 20 plus years, to be in this position, to be an owner and operator in ACDB at the airport. And while we certainly care
that's
about
crazy.
the conditions
You
of our
watching it now,
employees,
Santos?
it is incumbent upon you all to really
new A's
consider
stadium?
the impacts these living wage motions would have on our companies. Thank
It's
you so
gonna be forever
much for
till
the
that thing
time,
gets
and,
built. It's gonna be
please
4
consider our
years at least till you see an A's baseball game there, like in the new stadium, not at the Area 51s or whatever
Good morning. If you could please
minor league
remind us of the
ballpark
name
they
you
have
signed
there in
up
like
under and the
Summerlin. They
items
have
you'd like
one,
to
I
speak
think.
to.
Nicholas Cruz, general public comment, and item number 33.
Why does he sound
So you have
familiar?
1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general. Please begin with the item.
Nicholas Cruz.
Good morning, council members. My name is Nicholas Cruz. I'm an airport concessions operator. I've been in the business for 15 years, and I'm a second-generation operator. I'm concerned about the new constitution of the
good, Wilbur.
Economic
How are you?
Development Committee as far as what's going to come under his purview with regard to the living wage. So my father started this business in 1972, and he started with 2 employees. They worked tirelessly to give us an opportunity to be in this business. We currently employ over 400 team members at LAX, 92% of those being minority. When I say I operate at the airport, I always hear people say, oh, wow, things must be great. Well, I choose for it to be great because I have a positive outlook. But the reality is of operating in an airport, our margins are very thin, often only 3% profit margins, and that's before paying our debt and interest. And we invest a lot of money, personally guaranteeing it to make an LA exceptional experience. I couldn't do my business without my team members. Currently pay over a living wage and hourly wages, pension, and benefits. But
General
the current
public
motion as proposed does not take into account the nuances of airport operators and a lot of these hoteliers that are standing here before you. Traffic has not returned at LAX. We're not back to pre-pandemic levels. Sales are down, costs are up, inflation costs are up, and interest rates are up.
And now it's only going to go up more if we give you the
barely
raise.
making by. We are often deferring our interest payments in debt. I implore this new Economic Development Committee to take into account all the parties that will be affected by this. That's the labor community and the business community, especially the small and women minority-owned businesses that this motion will affect and could have unintended consequences, lowering TOT or, unfortunately, putting a lot of small businesses out of business. Thank you for your consideration.
I mean, everybody wants to be living decent, but you got to remember, the more you raise it, everything else is going to go up, then people are going to come less.
Good morning.
They're not going to go over
My
there
name
and
is
spend the
April
money. They're not
Stewart.
buying
I'm
no
here
hot
to
dog.
speak on,
They'll bring a hot
comment
dog
and
from
also
home.
Item 33.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the item.
Thank you. Greetings, council members. I will read. My name is April Stewart. I am a first-generation entrepreneur and founder of Skyview Concessions. I own and operate stores and restaurants at LAX. I have been in business for an incredible 17 years. The last 2 years, I have been living out a dream and fully owning and operating my own store, 100% owned and operated by me. Because you see, prior to partnering with the large companies, the large prime companies, I worked as a store manager at LAX. Intrigued by learning that local and small business owners that looked like me owned stores and shops and bars at the airport inspired me.
Never go there.
I decided to sacrifice weekends and nights to return to school and to obtain my MBA and also the ACDBE certification.
Fucking Randy.
As a small business owner, I love meeting payroll. I love hiring and giving career opportunities to some that might not otherwise be hired by companies. I love demonstrating that, yes, a woman, minority, local, small business can successfully operate at LAX. I love showing that, yes, a manager can rise to an award-winning entrepreneurship. As I look at the landscape at the airport, I see that there are many opportunities that are forthcoming. However, the wage motion is the way it is written currently makes it impossible for me to even consider competing for these opportunities and to continue as an independent owner. It was challenging before, and now, with the current motion, it is almost unthinkable to even consider hanging my own shingle at the airport again. This is counter to the goals of the mayor and the airport leadership. We want to keep small and local businesses at the airport. But as the motion is written, I do not see a path forward to continue to operate as an independent local and small business owner. Lastly, I understand there is a motion proposal to reconstitute the Economic Development Committee. We welcome this and desire to have our voices heard as local and small business owners. We can all agree we want to offer meaningful wages to our team, but the climb to $30 is too steep and unsustainable. Small and local businesses want a seat at the table to help create a living wage that works for us all. Thank you.
Okay.
Good morning. My name is Chad Menner. I'm here to speak on general comments on item 33.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general. Go ahead.
Good morning, Council President Harris Dodson and council members. My name is Chad Menner, and I serve as the President CEO of the LAX Coastal Chamber of Commerce, representing close to 700 businesses in the LAX and surrounding communities. 550 of those businesses represent our small, local, minority, and women-owned businesses.
Shots? What?
As a newly economic development committee is put into place, I'm hopeful that an important primary function of this group will be to encourage and empower small businesses to succeed, particularly those that are certified as women-owned and minority-owned. They are critical members of and partners for our local community, partners with our hotels and our airport. As the City Council considers an increase on the living wage, it's important that our small and diverse businesses, many of these people here in the room, their voices are heard. A living wage increase can devastatingly impact their business they've worked so hard to build. Small and diverse businesses celebrates everything that's great in our city.
General?
So I urge you to consider this very wisely and take in the data that's important in making this important decision. Thank you so much.
I mean, at that point, you might as well buy a bottle of Jack or whatever the hell you're getting a shot of.
Before the next speaker begins,
and swig
I will
it,
call more names.
and then throw the rest away.
Jessica
It's still
Maldonado,
cheaper.
Lizeth Aguilar, Teresa
Leave it next to a
Yahakwa,
sleeping bum.
Andrew Grabner.
There's Andrew Grabner.
Simon
That's
Stewart, Ray Patel, Nareesh Bhakta,
Ray Gunn,
Daksa Patel, Coney Lingus.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the
Connie Lingus.
items you'd like to speak to.
Stuart Waldman, item 33, and general public comment.
She said
So you
Coney
have 1 minute for
instead
the
of
item and 1 minute for general. Please begin with the item.
Thank you. Stuart Waldman, I'm president of the Valley Industry and Commerce
right now,
Association,
dude. Someone did it.
with business group representing
Mr.
San
Herman?
Fernando Valley. We have a simple task, and that is to
Connie
bring jobs
Lingus.
to the Valley.
How many times have you heard me say that?
Keep jobs here. We are excited that the Economic Community Development and Jobs Committee is being reconstituted, and we are looking forward to a new, fruitful relationship with that committee where we work together on agenda items, where we find out that items are going to be on the agenda before 4:30 on a Friday evening, where we are part of the discussion to try and bring jobs and keep jobs to this city. It is important that business and labor and the city council work together on these issues because
there's Mr. Spindler. Now I see him in the red. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him.
In its current
Straight ahead.
function. In terms of
Next to
Sorry.
Yes.
General public comment.
Thank you. In terms of the conversation about the hospitality minimum wage, which is coming up, we are deeply concerned that the Bear report was flawed. It did not include a lot of people or a lot of conversations, a lot of voices. And anytime you as a city council look at a report that tells you that no jobs will be lost when costs go up,
right? That's what I'm saying, Mike B.
That report is trash. You cannot base a decision honestly on a report like that. We ask that the report be reopened and more people talk to, that they look at the TOT.
He only has unlicensed cards, Mike. He doesn't have a licensed one yet.
We ask that all of you take into consideration that when you raise wages, as you know, that you've just done, it impacts budgets and it will impact the city budget. We want to work together to come up with a solution that helps everybody. Thank you.
He is truly the GOAT. Man, this dude's just doing it to piss us off, making us changing the angle every time.
Could please remind us of the Please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
Good morning. My name is Simeon Stewart. I'd like to speak to general comments and item number 33, please.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general public comment.
Everybody funds over there. Look, they're all together. 3-inch shrimp, Herman, and fucking
My name is Simeon
Spindler.
Stewart. I'm the CEO of Palazzo Concessions, a small business.
But they ain't talking to
concessions at LAX. Quick background on me. I was born in East LA, raised in South Central LA, attended LA Unified Schools and the University of Southern California. I'm a native Angelino. As an entrepreneur, I'm proud of my long-standing relationship with LAX. First, as a construction subcontractor.
Did someone sign up as that, Tracy?
Our current control tower many years ago.
Didn't even recognize
Secondly,
it.
in the concession space, starting my career as chief operating officer of a small concessions firm, which led to opportunities to own concessions at LAX. I'm here to provide comments on the impending Economic Development Committee. My specific concern is the living wage ordinance. I started my concessions work at LAX in the aftermath of 9/11. In spite of that and other monumental challenges we've experienced, including a global pandemic from which our industry is still recovering, I'm proud to be a part of an ecosystem that has created exponential and transformational growth.
I miss Mr. Sachs, man. I want him back.
I'm concerned about. Implementation of increased wage ordinances without consideration of key stakeholders, specifically concessionaires, many of whom are small businesses, will put our businesses in dire straits.
Papa Guy's there, John. He's in the red shirt.
My
we were looking at in
specific
the
ask
corner,
is that council
standing in
consider
line.
taking a holistic approach to solving all challenges key stakeholders have at LAX. My colleagues and I welcome collaborative discussions that we believe will lead to solutions
I get it.
that will benefit everyone responsible for the world-class
Maybe that's why it was
concessions
familiar
program
to me.
we continue to grow at LAX. Thank you very much for your consideration.
Didn't put the
Have a
connection
great
there.
day.
That was good. With 15 seconds to spare. That's nice. Okay.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
I love it.
Good morning. My name, for the staff and council
We're still
member,
going to
my
be
name
here,
is Estella,
Clowncil.
like Corella,
I don't care how many times you
DeVille,
change
like
the camera.
Cinderella.
We're going to be
Please,
here.
because I'm brown,
Which
don't
items
use
would you like to speak to?
Estella. Oh, yeah, I'd like to speak on general public comment, please.
So you have 1 minute. Go ahead. Can you start our time over?
Because you're
Thank
brown.
you.
You're more white than me.
Yeah, I got to tell you how to say my name. Now, I came to the city council meeting in Los Angeles via bus. There was a bus accident on my way here, so I got here right at 10 a.m. via train. I made it here, guys. Now, when I got to the council hall, there were people waiting out like it was the Apple store. I said, wow, it looks like the Apple store. The cops didn't want to let me in because it's capacity. That is a violation of the Brown Act and the U.S. Constitution. You can have cops waiting outside the door here to the chambers, watching to see how many people are coming in, how much is capacity. You cannot limit the access to the city hall. They told me I couldn't speak today and sign up on the speaker queue because of this little shenanigan you have inviting your interest groups in. This is exactly what I've been talking about, social engineering the people's public hearings to violate the U.S. Constitution. Please stop. You have been ordered to stop by the people. Thank you for my time. God bless you. God bless America.
Stop.
Buenos días, voy a hablar en español.
Gotta love this
Okay,
shit.
and which items would you like to speak to?
¿De qué puntos quiere hablar el día de hoy?
Sorry,
Gotta
can we
love
have
it.
the interpreter?
¿De qué puntos quiere hablar el día de hoy?
Sí, quiero hacer un comentario público sobre la ordenanza de protección de trabajadores de comida rápida.
I would like to make a public commentary on the ordinance,
Mi nombre es Eva Rodríguez
My
y
name is Eva
trabajo
Rodríguez,
en Subway
and I work at
alrededor
Subway.
de 11 años y medio, en los cuales he sido víctima de todo tipo de robo y
For
abuso
11
laboral.
years and a half, and in that period I've been victim of all types of labor abuse.
Lugares de comida
Pinche
rápida
Subway.
como Subway quieren administrar las tiendas a su manera, explotando a la gente.
Fast food restaurants like Subway want to exploit the people to their own way.
Ahorita mismo
Oops,
estoy
I
en una
didn't mean to.
huelga reclamando mis derechos.
Right now I'm on a strike claiming my rights.
Estoy luchando por mis derechos y también por los de mis compañeros y de otros restaurantes de comida rápida que están pasando lo mismo que yo.
I am fighting for my rights and for my colleagues that are under the same situation that I am.
Las corporaciones y los propietarios de franquicias de marcas como Subway son corruptos y no quieren que conozcamos nuestros derechos.
Pinche Jared.
Owners of corporations and franchises like Subway are corrupt and they do not want us to know our rights.
It's all Jared's
Por
fault.
eso estoy aquí
And that's why I'm here,
pidiéndole a todos los líderes presentes de Los Ángeles que apoyen la ley de trabajo que protege a todos los empleados para que tengamos conocimiento de nuestros derechos desde el primer momento que entramos a laborar.
and I'm here to ask all the leaders of LA to support this work law for all the workers that right now are
Apoyen
in
la
a
ley,
job.
por favor.
Please
Gracias.
support the law. Thank you.
Fucking Jared.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
Buenos días, mi nombre es Lisette Aguilar y estoy aquí para hablar sobre la ordenanza de los trabajadores de la comida rápida.
Hello,
Does he have a-
yes, I am Lisetta
does he have
Aguilar.
a
I'm here
mask
to
on?
speak
No,
about
he has a
the
hat.
ordinance for
Looking
fast
down.
food workers.
Hoy estoy aquí para pedirles que apoyen la ordenanza para todos los más de 50,000 trabajadores que trabajamos en la comida rápida.
I am here to ask for you guys to support the ordinance
Yes,
that
Jamie.
supports 50,000 fast food workers.
Por muchos años no conocía yo mis
Jaime.
derechos.
And for many years, I did not know my rights.
No fue hasta que me uní
And it wasn't until I became part of a union
con los trabajadores en apoyo,
with the workers in support,
ya que yo pasé por muchas injusticias en mi trabajo.
after facing several injustices in my work.
Es por eso que hoy estoy aquí apoyando
And that is why I am here to support
a mi compañera Eva y a muchos compañeros del Subway que están hoy en día en huelga.
to my coworker Eba and many of my other coworkers here in Subway that are now on strike.
Más del 88,000 trabajadores no conocen sus derechos.
And more than 88,000 workers do not know their rights.
Por eso es importante
And that is why it is important
que nos apoyen
for you guys to
con esta
support us
ordenanza de la comida rápida.
with this fast food ordinance.
Les pedimos nos den su apoyo,
And we ask for your support
ya que es muy importante
because it is
conocer nuestros derechos
very important to know our rights,
para así poder trabajar en lugares seguros.
to be able to work in safe places.
Gracias.
Thank you.
And that girlfriend just walked in. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her. Shit, yes. Hope she comes and speaks like she did last
Good
time.
morning.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
General comment.
Jimmy John's is better.
1 minute. Go ahead.
Thank you.
My name is Douglas Marmol. I have been
Something
a
like
worker
that,
at
to walk
LAS
off.
for the past 35 years and a proud member of Unite Here Local 11. I'm calling on you to prioritize the workers who are the backbone for the tourism industry and will make the Olympics a success. Unfortunately, the living wage policy
DJ.
has been delayed over a year. With every month is delayed, workers at LAS are missing about $1,000 a month. I have worked in the airport for many years and I plan to retire from this job. Workers like me deserve retire with dignity, and we need this council to move urgency to ensure our future. We have seen how quickly council can move on other matters when you decide that are priority. We need you to take action on this item, and it has been delayed far too long. We need Olympic wage. Thank you.
I think they're realizing now that the country they came from, they're going to work just as hard, if not harder.
Before the next speaker
and they
begins,
can't. Their money doesn't
just
go as
whoever
far
was
as it
having
does
this
when
side
they go back
conversation,
home.
I noticed that there's a lot of people in chambers
That's
that
the
seem to
difference
be
here.
distracted. In fact, I heard a
You may make
please take the side
10x what you
conversations
normally
either in the
make in a
back
day,
room or outside.
but you're going to
always welcome to
spend
come back and ask
22x to live.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name you
That's
signed
the
up under
difference.
and the items you'd like to speak to.
Yes.
I think they're finding that out.
Item 133, general comments.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item number 33 and 1 minute for general. Go ahead.
Correct. My name is Dinu Patel. I migrated from Fiji Islands in 1968. I was 16 years old. I lived and worked in Taylor Hotel in Pasadena and went to school. I became an engineer and worked. My family and I saved enough money to purchase a 82-room
$1,500
hotel
to watch
in
them
Los
lip
Angeles.
sync?
This hotel was
Pippi?
closed, shut down.
Good.
We renovated and reopened it for hotel business. We created employment base. We managed this hotel. This is a limited service hotel. This increases will be detrimental to our business, this wage increase. We have business challenges now, loan interest high, inflation high, insurance very high, 2 to 3 times higher than normal. Business operational cost has gone 20 to 30% up. Thank you.
I don't think it's about getting 2 or 3 jobs, Lisa. I think it's more of getting a skill. If you're skilled and you just went to school for a skill, you know, like HVAC,
Good morning.
Electrical,
Ray
let's
Patel
just
here
say.
to speak in general comment and item
you'd work for
33.
somebody for 4 years and then you'd be your own
I'm a
boss
resident
after
of Los
that,
Angeles
starting
and a
your own
hotel
thing.
owner, a small limited
Making
service hotel
6
owner.
figures.
As you can see behind me, you have a lot of women hoteliers here today. They haven't been seen here in the last 18, 19 months that we've been coming to speak to you about legislation that would increase the minimum wage for these limited service hotels. So we spent the last 18, 19 months coming to speak to you all in committee and council.
These folks
that
don't
we
have much
cannot
skill.
meet payroll
That's
if
their
we're
problem.
forced to pay such a high wage, because the hotels in the limited service segment have rates around $65, $85, $100. That's predominantly what our sales rates are when we rent a room. So
fucking lobster.
when we entered these chambers those 18, 19 months ago,
Never,
we considered
Randy.
ourselves Americans. Our families came to America and immigrated here. We're persons of color.
Well, if you're not going
But
to
we
live
found
very
that when
long,
we entered
Randy.
these chambers,
Not in that line of
what this
work.
country turned us into as Americans, we had to describe
General public
ourselves
comment?
You'll
as
kill
immigrants
yourself.
and persons of color to get some sort of attention.
Always the
Fine.
people of color.
So today,
What about the
please listen
starving
to these
white
women
folks? White is a
hoteliers that have
color.
taken their time to come here and tell you they are the
White is a color,
entrepreneurs
man.
that run 75% of your hotels in this city. And all we want is what you offer everybody in this city of 4 million people, is your governance, your legislation to be equal to everybody. And we want our equity today.
See,
Diversity,
we
inclusiveness,
want.
equity. That's all we're asking for.
No, you're
as Los
demanding. You're not
Angelenos.
asking.
Thank you.
You're demanding, you're not asking. White is a color just like any other. So keep on with your race baiting, low-skilled moron, and you'll be where you're always going to be, nowhere.
If you could please
Because
remind
you're a
us of the name
fucking
you signed up under
beggar.
and the items you'd like to speak to.
And beggars
You too,
will
Patel.
always be beggars.
Item 33, general comment as
So you
well.
have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general. Please
Thank
begin
you.
with the item.
Hi, I'm here to voice my opposition to the hotel minimum wage ordinance, which will be under consideration by the new Economic Community Development and Jobs Committee. We applaud the city
Human
attention
lives matter.
to this issue, but this
Don't
ordinance
matter
is
what color
misguided.
you are.
The city has not truly studied the
Apparently
economic
every white
impact
man is rich
that would be
and
felt
wealthy
by
and
small, family-owned
all
hotels
well off.
and by the
No
city
such thing
itself.
as white people that like live in trailers and stuff, I guess.
If the proposed wage increase were to take effect, hotels have
Enough
no
of the
choice but to
crybaby victim
reduce
shit. You ain't
their
no press.
services
You didn't
and
sit in no
amenities,
back
like
of the
closing
bus.
restaurants
Shut
or
your
getting
mouth,
rid of
girl.
valet parking. Some hotels may be forced to eliminate positions.
You're the reason
or
why
even
you were
close
at.
operations entirely.
These
The
people
city
are the
economic
reason
study
where they're
failed
at.
to consider the scales of
No skills.
losses across sectors.
Hey, what are you doing?
I also want to say that, council people, please look at these people here. This is not a giant corporation. This is not a giant printing machine.
Okay, they came to a country, most of them don't even know the language or care to learn
The
it.
city proposed
They
wage
came here for the
increases would
money
be
and they figured
unaffordable
out, wait a minute,
and the tremendous
as
hardship
much
for
money as I
local
make here,
businesses.
which
Please
is
let
10 times what I make at
let's work
home, I
together
got to
to find
spend
a proposal
22x
that
to
works for the
fucking live.
employees, hotels,
Welcome
operators,
to
and the city
California and welcome
of
to
LA.
America.
Thank you.
I don't care if you're from India or Mexico or Venezuela or
Before the next
Honduras
speaker
or
begins, I will call
Colombia
more
or
names.
Bolivia. I don't give a
Yasmin
fuck.
Bacta,
Israel,
Tommy,
Ukraine.
Thelmy
Welcome.
Alvarez, Seth
Welcome.
Jacobson, Megan Wong, Maria Romero, Kevin Orange, Jay Richardson.
Don't care. You come here to whore out the country, and you're finding it out. And it wasn't just all the, Disneyland thoughts
Could
that
you
you
please
thought it would
remind us
be.
of
I'll
the
go
name you
there and
signed
become
up
a
under, the
millionaire
items you'd like to
overnight.
speak to?
My name is Naresh Bhatta. I'll be speaking on item 33 and a general comment, please.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general. Please begin with the item.
Esteemed members of the City Council, thank you for the opportunity to speak today.
Jesus, look at him
I
now.
stand before you along with many of us right behind standing,
My
representative
phone right
of
here. Look at my
minority-owned and immigrant business owners
Here's my phone.
in
Like,
hospitality
what is he
industry.
doing?
We are deeply concerned about the proposed $30 minimum wage. Our industry is built on a hard work and a dedication, but with such a significant increase and a payroll cost, many of us will struggle to sustain our businesses. This financial burden could lead to reduced services, layoffs, and even closures, impacting not just business owners, but our employees and community as large. Many of us are here. The expenses that we bear, the OTA commissions, brand fees, licenses, various taxes, huge cost of insurance, maintenance, unwarranted losses by vandalisms and damages,
General public comment.
utilities, free breakfast, Wi-Fi, and of course a payroll. We urge you to
Free
consider
Wi-Fi?
the unique challenges that faced by the businesses with 150 rooms and below, and the vital role we play in a local economy. A $30 minimum wage through the intention could be detrimental to industry's survival. We ask your understanding and support in finding a balanced solution that considers the sustainability of our small businesses and livelihood of those who are depend on them. Thank you so much.
I think he said, I don't know. I guess they all want more money.
Please remind us of the name you
I'm
signed up on, and which items would you like to speak to?
Yeah, I'm talking on item 33.
So now the people that are
My name is
hardworking,
Daksa.
skilled,
I'm a
that make
single
30 want
mother.
60.
I own hotel in Hollywood, and it is the council member Hugo District. I cannot afford the $30 wage increase. If you do this, I will have to close my hotel, and you will ruin my life. Thank you.
All right, so there it is. These are the hotel owners saying, hey, man, we don't want it. We can't afford the $30 an hour. You're going to put us out of business. Remember, under over 7, guys. He's coming up next.
Good morning.
General
Under over 7.
A look through our history reporting, and you see a general idea of progress from hunting gathering to an agricultural strategy. This is only partial alignment with reality. We seem to be still destructive, remaining in the hunting enterprise, a little less intense, but still hunting our fellow species. We need an alternative to hunting. We need an attitude of replenishment. We need our words and actions not to be used as mere bait, but to be much more valuable and lead to the replenishment, respect, and growth of all life. We need to move to a much more life-promoting alternative leading to the replenishment of each other's health and the supply of resources in general. This is a time we should call the time of cultivation. This is the time of the cultivator, cultivating new ideas, new ways, and a much more effective strategy for replenishment of resources. Socialism is the challenge of socialized behavior to create.
New character is that? What new unlockable was that? Here we go, under over 7.
Which items would you like to speak to?
As you already know, because I put it in the kiosk, 33,
so I do not see them on.
Yeah,
I don't
Bob
have access
has
to
it,
it. So
but he doesn't
I'm going to
wanna
ask
read
you
it all.
politely, which items would you like to speak to?
33, 35, 36, 37, 39, 40, 44, and 45.
Thank you. So you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the items.
All right, 33. I strongly oppose putting Kevin De Leon on more committees. He needs to be on 0 committees. Maybe to satisfy the charter, put him on the board of referred powers that doesn't ever meet, that literally never meets. But, you know, having him on the more committees, that's the exact opposite of what the community wants. Get him off committees. And y'all claim, oh, we got too much work. You know, you meet for what, 3 days a week for 2 hours, and then you get a couple 20-minute committee meetings. You're not really working that much. You get frequent recesses. So I think you can handle being on a couple more committees to prevent the racist from being on committees. We have item 35, which is related to the Greenwood Square Park, adding closing hours to it. So this is obviously to target unhoused people. So no on that. Get housing and services for unhoused people, not just more closing the parks. Item 36 is related to preventing retaliation for reporting public health concerns. I'd like to report a public health concern that, you know, people might want to be able to call in the committee meetings to protect their people that are immunocompromised, don't want to come here. So letting people call in the committee meetings would help with people's public health.
Broke the ice.
Potentially. We have item 37, which is related to a RV ban in CD10. You should remove the RV ban entirely, not amend it to, I don't know if you're like fixing a typo or what you're doing here, but you shouldn't have any RV bans. You should be opposing these RV bans, and you should be removing them from the, all right, we got item 39.
He's getting thrown
That's
off.
making Officer Tracy the voting delegate for the annual business meeting. No on making Tracy Park the delegate for anything. She shouldn't be the one representing the city in this kind of stuff. We have, because she's anti-unhoused and such. We have item 44, which is a Kevin De Leon motion. Kevin De Leon shouldn't have anything on the agenda. Anything he introduces, you should reject. Right, Ulysses? You should, right, Hugo?
Maybe, Rob.
You should reject these motions and vote no on them. So, because Kevin De Leon shouldn't be getting anything approved by the council. And item 45 is related to inspecting stuff coming in and out of the Port of Los Angeles.
General public comment?
Yes, I know I can see the clock. So yeah, item 45 is related to inspecting stuff coming in and out of the Port of Los Angeles. You should make sure that there are no weapons or arms to Israel going through the Port of Los Angeles. Make sure that we're not sending any bombs to Israel for them to bomb Palestinians and Gaza and wherever else they're bombing at this point, because they're committing a genocide against the Palestinian people. Speaking of which, you should consider that ceasefire resolution. Are any of you actually even paying attention? Would you two shut up and actually listen to public comment for once in your life?
Stick to the items.
I'm on general comment.
Okay,
so
stop a second.
fine.
Will Lewis,
Time.
you're excluded
You
from
hold
this
this
meeting.
time.
You've been warned 3 times. Leave the meeting. Sergeants, escort her out. Get out. You need to leave. Stop disrupting the meeting. We will not listen to your disruptions. You need to leave right now.
That's BLM lady.
You've been warned multiple times this meeting and in many meetings.
She can provide accompaniments to my comment.
Go ahead, sir. Give us your enlightening last 12 seconds. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, now you're leaving because you're so embarrassed about me yelling you about leaving. Would you two stay seated and listen to public comment? That's what we're trusting you to do that and actually listen to people.
Okay.
Come
Thank
on.
you, sir.
Resign.
Under's the winner.
Emotional damage.
Shout out to the unders.
Good morning.
A lot of you
Please
went
remind
over.
us of the name you signed up under and the
Maybe
items you'd like
Rob's
to speak
right.
to.
Item 30.
Yes or no in the chat room? Is he watching the show
and 1 minute
to
for
see
general.
what the number is being
Do us a
bet on
favor,
him?
Pull the microphone down
Yes
just
or
a
no in the
little
chat
bit so
room?
we
Yes,
can-
he is
Thank you. Go
watching
ahead.
it, so he knows to calm down on the ums.
My name is Yasmin Bacta, and I am a Hispanic woman immigrant, owner of a limited service motel in Los Angeles. I am here to ask the council to carve out the limited service hotels from the proposed legislation by Councilman Current Price. The sudden increase to 30 plus 8 per
Has to be.
hour would jeopardize the financial stability of our hotels. We cannot afford this sudden increase of 30 plus 8 per hour. We are economy
Gotta be.
and budget hotels that
so.
derive revenues
Faux
only
show.
from room rentals.
Rob, you're right.
Don't have extra income from parking, spas, restaurants, banquet halls, etc., etc., etc. Our ADRs are very affordable. Our income is limited, therefore. We service families with limited budget, veterans, workers, senior
gonna do a
citizens,
snort
and
count next
individuals
time.
that are unable to rent apartments. We are mom and pop motels owned by hardworking immigrants of color. Our hotels range from 10 rooms to 150 rooms. Some of us are franchises and others independent hotels managed and operated by our families. So much so that many of us still reside in our hotels. This is our bread and butter. We put our life savings into our business. Our hotels are not owned by big foreign corporations, nor by a large American corporation.
Fuck America,
A study
right?
completed by Beacon Economics ignored completely the limited service hotels. It failed to comply with the committee's requirements. And you spent $178,000? What a waste of money. Sure, this council would have found out that the limited service hotels are a different segment of the hospitality industry. We are your constituents. We are residents of the city of Los Angeles. We ask this council to recognize and acknowledge the limited service hotels as a separate segment of the industry and carve us out. Thank you.
Here we
morning.
go.
So
Your
you have
discretion
3
is
minutes for the
advised.
items and 1 minute for general. Please begin with the items.
Thank you, Jungle Bunny. Yes.
Boy.
So let's see. Number 33.
Uh-oh, back to
United
back.
States of America versus Jose Luis Huizar. Committees are the most important power structure in the city government and the most likely for corruption.
Got
So
13
let's
years.
see here. Wow. You're going to change the council committee structure. Some more council members get indicted. Let's give them a hand. Beautiful. Yes. So let's see here. Civil rights. That's chaired by Hugo. You might get maybe 6 years when your time comes. Let's see here. Economic community. Oh, that's Buckethead. Look at that dumb shit over there. You shouldn't be chair of anything. Travel, trade, and terrorism. Oh, that's Tracy Irene Park. Known to the FBI, I hear, as Tracy Irene Beach.
Which name are you using today, Tracy? Yeah, she's not paying attention.
No, she is, but she's wearing a wire. Oh, okay. So now we get to number 10. A senior city multi-purpose center? Fuck senior purpose centers. Let's turn that into a homeless shelter. I mean, you got the homeless all outside of it already. Let them in. And then number 2, the Sherman Way Van Nuys shithole park over there. Well, Bob knows about that. Bob drove down there one time. That's in CD2. Paul Martin Krikorian, my former master, the goat herder. Yes. So that piece of shit park will now be closed to the homeless. Of course, we don't call it the homeless, because if you call it the homeless, that would be targeting there. Let's ask that attorney over there. Buckethead. Is that right, McOsker? Is that what we call it, targeting? Yes, big fat-headed dumb shit. So now we get over here. 39, Long Beach. Fuck Long Beach. We don't want anything to do with them. They don't have any businesses. In fact, why are we taking Long Beach's former police chief as our own? This isn't Long Beach. This is the city of corruption. This is the city of Los Angeles.
I need you to connect it to the actual item, and that's about the League of Cities conference.
I'm sorry. It's a... Ew! I told you. Ew! My nose. Ew! So now let's see. Ew! That hurt. Ew. Number 40. Ocean's 11. Oh, that's over there. That's a Buckethead situation. He's trying to shut down an RV park. And the reason why? He doesn't want you to live in an RV in a legal park. No, he wants you to rent a $4,000 apartment so you can take and make your children starve. Fuck you, you piece of shit. Now for my general comment. So, I went up to Lompoc yesterday. I was in the mood, so I took a drive up there to Santa Barbara, and I ran into Jose Huizar. What the fuck was he doing up in Lompoc?
Getting 13 years.
And he walks into a federal facility, and they locked him up. What the fuck is going on? Well, he got 13 years. Holy shit! Bob, you promised me that Huizar wouldn't go. I thought you were going to pay the judge off. Didn't any of you pay the judge off? Money count. How come they didn't pay off the judge? How come they didn't pay off the FBI? Kevin, what the fuck is going on here? How come they're not paying off the fucking FBI like the building inspectors? I don't understand this. So also, Raymond Chan is going away for 12 years. 25 fucking years for stealing. You dumb fucking stupid assholes. Boy, get a new job. You better start picking up garbage on the...
Yeah, Huizar, the old councilman, just got sentenced. He got his 13-year sentence, and I think he just started it.
Good morning. You have 3 minutes
this
for the
week.
Items and 1 minute
just
for
turned
general.
himself
Please
in.
begin with the items.
13 years for stealing from the city.
Pumpkinhead. Let's go to item 33 on this agenda.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Juju Bloomfield and the new president, Monkey Dawson. Yeah, we're looking for civil rights equity for the Disability Committee. Well, I'm disabled. I want to be the chairman of the committee and run this fucking city down to its graveyard, the way you've done in the last 15 motherfucking years regarding the so-called structure and jurisdictions. Because the only fool here with the bar license, for the record, number 317-217, is you, pumpkinhead. Now I got you to smile, huh, fool? Yeah, I know your bar license. I filed a complaint. Buckethead, did you hear that? I told the Bar Association that under the advisory of the commission
My girl's
and
coming
the
up.
Department of Aging,
So your time has expired on this item. Please move on to another item.
I'm 33, motherfucker. I'm slow. I get additional accommodations.
Welcome to continue during general if you'd like.
Huh?
Because I'm retarded.
You're welcome to continue talking about that during general if you'd like, but for now, please stick to the items.
Fine. Let's go to CD10. Another Juju named Bloomfield talking about Washington Boulevard. Am I right? Isn't that the area off of West Washington Boulevard, Pumpkinhead? The community impact statement doesn't reflect what Jose Luis Huizar did on record for 15 years. He created a criminal enterprise. And that's the reason why the majority of the people here will celebrate with me. Woo! Fuck you, Lone Park. Put them behind bars for the physical impact statement that I and individuals had made record upon record and statement upon statement saying that LA sucks a big caucus.
Oh.
So let me go to item number 1. No, fuck item number 1. Fuck item number 2. Let's just go to all these fucking items on the agenda here. Look, CD14, Kevin debate tonight or tomorrow night is going to be fantastic. because Kevin De Leon is
So
the only...
this is not on the agenda. Again, you're welcome
Sir,
to talk to it, speak to it during general. So please stick to the agenda item.
Item number 2, CD14. The councilman's on that agenda. Am I right or wrong? Are you deaf or
Yes,
stupid
but you
or
need to
blind?
speak to the substance of the item.
Goddamn pumpkinhead. You know what? Matter of fact, fuck that. Let me go into non-agenda public comment,
Okay,
pumpkinhead.
so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Now that you know you're a racist, now that you know you discriminate against white people and Asian people, motherfucker, I hope you can explain that to the bar after I filed my complaint last week about you taking sides, allowing the and all that bullshit versus me speaking in my, you so long, no Hawaii. I try to communicate for a weekend. No, fuck you. Under BOP 795-18112, when you decide to write your letters to Weezer in his 13 years of incarceration by Judge John F. Walter, I want you all to remember 42 U.S.C. 1983, Weezer made me homeless. Fuck you, and fuck that other Chinese asshole for the 12 years, Mr. Chan, in building and safety, an asshole engineer in development, and fuck you, Mr. Attorney.
And your time has expired. Next speaker.
I love it.
Do you want your papers? No.
Good morning. If you could please let us know which items you'd like to
My
speak
girlfriend's
to.
up
Could
next.
you kindly advise which items are available for public comment?
So the items that are available for public comment on the agenda are items 1 through 16 and items 24 through 46.
Sorry.
Thank you. 33,
Hold
41.
on, sorry. Your time has not started. Mr. Herman, I can still hear you in the background. Please do not interrupt the speaker's public comment. So this is your first and only warning. Sorry.
Mr.
Which
Herman.
items?
Good morning. 33, 41, general comment.
Okay, so you have 2 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the items.
Good morning, honorable team. Most of you received
Honorable.
this morning, an email from our organization. I want to find it relative to point 33, Ms. Eunice Hernandez's redevelopment plan for the council offices and for this administration.
Kenny G.
In 2018, her predecessor, Gil Cedillo, and numerous individuals who are now disgraced, were the founders of a redevelopment plan where they were allocated 20 regional
didn't like
sites
that, huh?
from the CRA-LADLA. This weekend, another death took place in a shooting at a private function where the security guard died. There is an investigation. Please be quiet. And now our dream city is being invested where
So your
people
time on
are,
that item
I'm
has
still
expired.
speaking and
Please
you're
move
going
on
to
to
let them
another
go.
item.
Our dream city is being invested where we have hopes and dreams and people are being utilized
hopes and
to
dreams?
their death.
Speaker, which
Now,
item are you
point
speaking to?
41,
Go ahead.
the bid in respects to Mr. Soto Martinez and Eunice Hernandez, they are fulfilling obligations
Cover
that
the
are
hurricane.
pertinent to
No, don't
these
cover
investors and
Hopefully
private
everybody's okay, especially
organizations.
Kayla.
We have
Kayla lives out there in
911
Tampa.
calls, fire department records. I have
Hopefully
done
she'll be
CPR
okay,
on
man.
people in these
Her and her
locations.
puppy.
And never have they not been. Miss Eunice Hernandez, I hope you respond to my email and I hope you are all enjoying your snacks. Again, we're in a food pandemic. No one here is eating. How could you think of reconstructing anything if you're not corresponding with your constituency? I am not the only one. General comment.
General.
So in 2018, we had Gil Cedillo, Weezer, Kevin De Leon, Mitchell Farrell. We're all representatives, and Mr. Marquise Dawson, Kerkorian was also in the 2018 CPC 2018-6005 CA. Smoke. Commissionary planning document. 20 regions that were allocated into the city are now not being used. And near 5 years, in 2016,
is there
July
baseball on right now?
19th, the zoning commission advised that they were now within the process of the city was now an agent. You are breaking Health and Safety Code 33125 for the California state. This will be submitted to the Secretary of State this afternoon. It has already been submitted to all of your emails. The mayor's office, Ms. Karen Bass, you cannot let this poor leadership eat in front of hungry people. Parents do not eat in front of children.
Oh no, Phillies started too. Okay, Phillies Mets started too. Yeah. Fox Sports. Fox Sports. Number 2. Oh, here she goes, my girl.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
General public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute.
Love her so much.
This is in regard to holographs, their owners, their programmers, and the organization they represent. I personally believe that the organization should have the names of the owners, their telephone numbers. They should have the names and addresses and telephone numbers of the holograph so that they all of them can stay on the same page at all times, and especially in times of emergency.
I love her, man. That's my girl. Especially in times of emergency, in case we need to call the owners of the holographs.
Good
That's what
morning.
I'm talking
Could you
about.
Please remind us of the
She's
name you
thinking
signed
ahead
up
of
under and
time.
the items
In
you'd
case
like to
there's
speak
an
to.
emergency. Big earthquake.
My name is Maria Romero, and I'm here for item 33 and public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the item.
Thank you. I'm here for general public comment. Airport, hotels, and tourism workers have
She'll be
been
right in 50 years.
coming to the city council and the repetitive
Thankfully, I'll be gone by then.
community for over 540 days with a simple but important message. Wage delays are wage denies. Delay the monitoring of living wage ordinance is costing workers like me
Yeah, it's on Fox
over
Sports 1.
$1,000 a month. That means I have to choose between
Starting at
food,
209 or
healthy
208.
food, and for my daughter, and paying bills on time. That's wrong. I urge you to form the community and the economic development community today,
Huh?
so workers can
Economist?
get a relief of been fighting for. Thank you.
It is packed.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to? And if you could remind us the name you signed up under.
My name is
Connie Lingus.
My name is Kevin Orange, and I will be speaking on item 33 and general comments.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item
wanna
and
know
1
who
minute
was
for general.
Connie
Please
Lingus.
begin with the item.
Thank you. My name is Kevin Orange. I've been working at the airport for 19 years. I'm also a ramp agent that's outside. So I pretty much take care of the flights, and I'm here to represent all airport workers, whether they're above the wing or below the wing. We've been coming here for quite a bit. It's been over 500 days that we've been coming here, and we kind of don't want further delays. In the industry that I work in, delays are bad. Delays are bad in my industry of the airport. Delays impact hotels, food, and of course travel. The holidays are coming up soon. We just want to make sure there's no further delays. We want to make sure we take care of everybody that's coming into our city for the holidays, that's going to be safe and sound. We just urge that, you hear us out and form this committee as soon as possible. And if we can help, we open to help you guys. Thank you.
I don't know, Wilbur. What do you mean, Baja? Baja California? Like, what do I think of it? I don't know. I've been there a
Good
few
morning.
times.
If you could please remind us of the name
Tijuana,
you signed up under,
Rosarito.
items you'd like to speak to.
It's fun for a couple days, I guess. I wouldn't go there now.
Item 33 and
Now
general
it's much
public
different.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general.
He breaks your luggage. He
Gracias.
tosses it.
Mi nombre es María Torres y he trabajado en Fly and Food por los últimos 8 años.
My name is Maria Torres, and I've been working in Fly and Food for the last 8 years.
y soy una miembro orgullosa de United Health Local 11.
And I am a proud member of United Hill, Chapter 11.
Mi trabajo consiste en lavar los platos y los equipos que entran y salen a las aerolíneas internacionales que vuelan desde LAX.
My work is to wash the dishes and the equipment from international airlines that come and go from LAX.
Considering moving there.
El salario olímpico es clave para mí
Dangerous
para
for
resolver mi crisis
American
de la vivienda.
citizens.
The Olympic wage is important for me to resolve my problem of living.
Actualmente estoy alquilando un lugar para mi esposo y para mí.
Right now I am renting a place for my husband and for me.
Y me subió 250 el año pasado.
And it increased 250 last year.
Ahora el alquiler podría volver a subir. Mi esposo y yo
Right now the rent might increase again.
estamos pensando en mudarnos fuera del estado.
My husband and I are thinking of moving out of the state.
No quiero mudarme porque mis hijos y mis nietos viven aquí. He estado toda mi vida en Los Ángeles.
I don't want to move because my children and my family is here and I've been here all my life.
También me gusta mi trabajo y lo que hago. Trabajamos muy duro y merecemos un salario digno.
I like my work and we work very hard and we deserve a worth salary.
Les pedimos a cada uno de ustedes que haga avanzar esta política. Gracias.
We ask you to each one of you to move and advance this policy.
Okay, really quick on Baja. Again, you know, it's a border town. Those border towns are usually controlled by cartels because that's where the drugs or the people flow through. So it's more dangerous. Do they look at people like myself moving in there as a great thing? No. You're raising their prices, just like we have adverse effects here with immigrants coming in. Same thing there. It's no different there. Rents go up, food goes up, everything goes up, and they don't like it. It's like you having a California plate in Texas. They'll probably spit on your car. They don't want you Californiaing their Texas.
This is your last opportunity.
It's the same thing.
Please press star.
I understand why you'd want. It's a beautiful place. It's cheap to live. Got it.
Speaker,
but there's
with
things
the
that come with
digits
that.
ending in 9519.
Just saying.
Please unmute yourself.
Mexico City, much different. It's way further south, 8 hours, 9 hours below the border.
Speaker,
it's not a border town.
What were the last four digits?
It's quite diverse.
9519.
Cheap
so
to
speaker
live.
With the last four digits, 9519. This is your last opportunity to speak. Please press
a lot of
star
places in
6
Mexico to
unmute
live,
now.
you know. I get being in Baja, you can
Yes, my name is Jason, and I'm a smoker scanner.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
What items you got for me today, Pumpkinhead?
Okay, so this is for everyone on the phones. The items that are open for public comment are items 1 through
Like it
16
matters.
and 24 through 46.
Well, let me get all available items and general public comment, if you would please, kind
So
sir.
you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general. Please begin with the items.
Good deal. Cool. Question: can we get like a billboard down on the corner because maybe like Lost Found, what they call like Lost Pets or whatever? Because the other day I was down on Figueroa with this chick and I lost my drawers somewhere along the way, and there was a good pair of drawers, you know, the ones you point out your drawers. And I was just thinking if I had a billboard up there, I don't want to
Speaker, which item are you speaking to? It does not appear to
We
be on
only
the
have a
agenda.
limited amount of time. Speak to the items. We're going to go straight to general public comment. You're taking the time of other speakers. Go ahead, sir.
Hey, Bob, I ran into your boyfriend Neil the other day.
Okay, so you're on general public comment. You've been asked politely. Now you're on general. You have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Well, that's mighty
I'm
white,
dead.
brother. Anyway, shout out to the smoke can community. I was saying there, if we could get like some, some billboards down there, maybe like some of them fathead posters, lost and found. That way, like the other day I was down there, I lost my drawers with this chick because, she was like having issues there. She was choking and gagging because, I guess some of my baby batter came out of my pipe and went down the wrong pipe for her.
This is
And
not within the subject
I think
matter
maybe
jurisdiction of the
somewhere in
city. This is your only warning. Please connect it to something that's within the subject matter jurisdiction of the city.
Right. Well, that's what I was doing. I was saying about the billboards and the fathead poster down there for the lost and found. I can find my drawers. And, I don't want to say the chick ran off with my drawers, but, I had them. But then, when I paid my $5 and she was done, I didn't have them. So somewhere along the line, I lost a good pair of Fruit of Looms. And they were the good kind, with a little pocket in the front where you have a nice little nest for your cocking balls. So you have extra room there, so you wind up sitting on them,
Still needs
I
to
know
be
it may
within
be a
the
problem you have there, Pumpkinhead.
issues of this council.
Yes,
Can't
sir,
be
Bob?
that general. Okay, your time's expired.
Well, all right,
Speaker,
Bob,
your
you
time
have a
has
good one,
expired. Next speaker.
brother. Shout out to the smoke.
Shout out to Jason. That's it. Hey, I heard smoke. We got in there 3 times.
Item 33 in general public comment.
Bet,
Okay, so you have
bet
1
the
minute
next
for the
call
item
is
and
Jason.
1 minute for general. Please begin with the item.
Bet the next one's Jason.
Item 33. Looks like there will be some housekeeping at City Council committee meetings. And speaking of housekeeping, I'd like to move to general public comment.
Housekeeping, you want me for pillow?
With the new City of Los Angeles City Council President sharing in an AM radio interview, and I quote, "The one thing that Council President can't do is stop people from talking. Not that I would if I could." With those words, I look forward to the returning of the telephonic public comment at City Council committee meetings. And again, I quote, "The one thing that Council President can't do is stop people from talking. Not that I would if I could." I also look forward to the return of a more robust telephonic public comment at City Council meetings. In closing, please support AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act. Thank you.
That's it. So you can watch the, 670 and 870 and all my radio stations on AM. I still listen to AM radio.
Caller with
It's
the
the only
digits
good
ending
radio
in
left.
2616. Please unmute yourself.
I'm not trying to listen to nothing on the
Thank
FM.
you. It's Eric Previn. I'd like to speak on the available items and a general public.
Eric Previn, let's get a
Good morning.
lawyer
You have
fight.
3 minutes for the items.
Lawyer
and 1
fight.
minute
Let's
for
get it.
general. Please begin with the items. Go ahead.
But a quick point of order. This morning, when you were reading all of those amendments, the telephone was connected, but we weren't able to hear all of those amendments. So I'm going to have to ask that you read all of those amendments, including
Okay,
the
so
lengthy
can you pause this time really quick? So
department
just
division.
normally we do not do so for a point of order. Your time is paused. So I've confirmed that that Channel 35 and YouTube were up and available. So again, please stick to the items for your first 2 minutes
but
and
I'm just gonna
45
tell
seconds.
You, and then I'll get on to the
Mr.
items right
Previn,
now.
if you'd like
yeah,
to
let's
talk,
get on to the items right now. Public and
Lawyer fight.
Don't
Go ahead
interrupt
with
me,
the
Rose,
items.
you little prick. Just shut up. Thank you. So, the application for the determination of public convenience and necessity for the sale of alcoholic beverages. The one out on Oxnard, I just have to raise the point with the coin because we are mowing people down out there, Bloomingfield knows, at an alarming rate. So I just wonder, is this really what you want to do, given all the things that we can do and all the belly aching about Vision Zero, or as we say, Zero Vision? The people in Studio City are highly worried about all these truck routes. And I don't know, Bloomingfield, I know Krikorian is virtually checked out, but are you considering the implications of valley fever by doing digging up projects right in neighborhoods without any warning or EIR? It's just really, really bad. And I know Raman doesn't give a shit, but I was hoping that maybe somebody cares because this liability is completely out of control. As you said earlier at the top of the show, which I've been saying coincidentally for about 5 years, and everybody tries to say, oh, no, we don't get to talk on the legal settlements because Krikorian doesn't believe it's appropriate. Now Krikorian's gone. Mr. Harris
Mr. Previn, I can't tell which item you're speaking to. So please identify the item you're speaking to.
Yeah, I'm speaking about. No. Let me go to the item that you want. You want me to speak on 44? That's fine. I'm happy to speak on 44.
Okay, go ahead.
Don't worry. All right. Actually, make it 33, because this one was the hypocrisy motion, where careful litigation between a melange of departments and ideas are mushed into 3 separate groups: civil rights, equity, immigration, aging, and disability. That's one. That's one group. And when you look into aging, make sure you check into Jameson Properties and how they've got such a big hand in pushing out money to poor people, to old people. Very, very sneaky. Herb Wesson. Economics, community development, and jobs. The second one. This is just a nightmare for any human person to look at. It's a big mayor's office of reentry, and it's just the jurisdictional oversight is absurd. And then trade, travel, and tourism. Here we have the marketing of LA. Here's where the mega event, alcohol consumption, and basically.
Why do I hear another feed?
I don't know if you saw at the Dodger game. Fans were throwing equipment at the Padres. This is what we've become. This is what we've become as a city that wants to beat the crap out of all the people who come and try to take us on. I mean, it's just appalling. It's appalling how
I agree.
An actual culture and kind of part of Los Angeles that people can connect to has been replaced by the vision of Mayor James T. Butts, who sees, like you see
General public
downtown as the mecca for homeless people. This is the mecca for cars and drinking, and come to our community. We'll have a big party every night. And yes, We're sorry that the fireworks exploded on you in South Central, but don't worry, Mr. Harris Dawson is now in control. And he will do what? Nothing. Will he allow people to speak in committee meetings over the telephone? Look at Yaroslavsky, look at Hernandez, look at Rahman, who all believed that that was important. No, he won't, because he is Herb Wesson Jr. He is a little
Not one got injured, man.
county
Come on.
strongman. We look forward to him becoming a supervisor one day. It's just appalling. And I have to ask this body with a straight face, do you really think that the way you deal with closed sessions until 6 p.m. when the public is not around talking about redistricting is the appropriate way to go? Does that really feel like transparency for all these progressives who got elected on the idea that, oh, outraged that Kevin De Leon and Nuri Martinez and Gil Cedillo, could they possibly have been back? And then you go right into the back room, all with the hue and cry of Banta's report that says you need help with the Brown Act. Guess what? I'm here to help you with the Brown Act again. We taught you in 2019 how special meetings were open to the public.
Speaker, your time has
Now we're gonna
expired.
teach you that doing what
Shout out to Eric Previn.
Call-in user 8.
Yeah,
please
I don't
unmute
agree with what
yourself.
they're doing over there, Madry, is what they did at the game, but nobody got injured. Let's be honest now.
Good afternoon, Brock Landers, Los Angeles private investigator. All open items and general public comment.
Good afternoon. You have 1 minute for the
law
you
enforcement
have 3
type
minutes for the
guy.
items and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the items.
All right, 33 on the jurisdiction for the $30 minimum wage that the airport people were talking about. I used to be the maitre d' at a Ted Bell Steakhouse where we like to put our meat in your mouth. And if Mr. Bell would have had to pay $30 an hour to everybody, he would have had to go out of business. And I think it's sad that you guys try to act like you have something that you want to help small businesses with, but you guys don't care about the small businesses that are down on Figueroa. You act like you don't have anything to do with them when obviously you do because they're a part of the city. And if you don't get the joke there, Bob, it's Nil and Bob. That's how you give the blowjob to
So I
Marquise.
need you to
so
stick
he lets
to the
you sit in
agenda.
his
I'm going to
chair.
move you to general public comment.
I am talking about the jurisdiction on 33. So that is, but we can go to general public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Shout out to Smoke and Scan and the Dead Mike, be a man, pay your bets. And, as it goes to city council, I'd like to talk about the people acting like I'm a little 5150 or something. And actually, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. Like, you keep asking people over and over again to fix your hand job court so that you have a nice place that you can sell your hand job. That you're the crazy one, buddy, that we're living rent-free in your head, and I'm sorry for that. All you got to do is apologize for sticking your hand where it doesn't belong. And shout out again to Smoke and Scan. Love you, Damon.
Love you too, Brock.
A law enforcement type of guy
Love Brock,
who is
man.
hired by people
Hopefully all is well,
to
brother.
stop these bad individuals.
JC, thank you so much for the dono you just dumped in your pants. Hopefully you're close to a toilet and you can wipe up.
Okay, so my understanding is that there is an amendment on item number 22, and that would be item number 22B from Councilmember Park.
Shout out to the DEI hire, straight up, the guy in the bluish,
Yes,
the
okay,
bluish
so I will
gray
read it
shirt
into the
back
record.
there.
And
Is
just
that
to be
it?
clear for everyone who's here,
We're done?
This is a report back. So again, there's no actual
Guess there's
action
no
being
more
taken.
callers?
It is a report
There's
back
no way. Lobster
for the
said he's been
departments.
online.
So
I don't think he's
the
lying.
motion reads that I move
See, they
that
just
item
hung
number
up on
22
Lobster.
on today's council agenda be amended
See how
to
that
include
works?
additional recommendations.
After waiting for an
4,
hour online.
Instruct the Los Angeles Department of Transportation to report within 30
Almost
days
2 hours.
with a spending plan for the city revenue that will be collected for the bus lane violation enforcement program. The plan should include a percentage breakdown, prioritizing core services and programs that are essential to safety and mobility, including but not limited to the following. A. Restoration of
poop on my
traffic
sock?
officer
Okay.
positions deleted
Shit,
in
yeah.
the fiscal year
Don't bug me.
2024 to 2025 budget, or a set aside
That's it.
for
Vote
overtime
Serrano.
in order to conduct parking enforcement. B. Full
is
or
false
partial
advertising.
restoration of services and programs that were curtailed in the fiscal year 2024 to 2025 budget, including but not limited to
Yeah, that
the
Yankee
speed
game was
hump
crazy
program
yesterday.
and
Good for a
paint
while, and then
sign
rode on.
maintenance.
They should have
C,
took him out earlier.
Funding for street for
Kept them
funding
in
for
too
safe
long.
street infrastructure at the top 50 locations where street takeovers occur, as well as pedestrian safety improvements. D, transportation improvements and temporary staffing related to the 2028 Olympic and Paralympic Games. And E, allocation of a percentage of the revenue to implement
Joke about
safety
Halloween?
and mobility initiatives in council districts with bus lines participating in the bus lane enforcement pilot program, in addition to recommendations as further lines and
That's
bus
it, Lady
lanes
Red.
are incorporated.
It's bullshit.
So is there a second to this? I was told that it is Councilmember Hutt. Yes. Okay. And again, just to be clear, this is only asking for a report back. So
All right, Hoosier.
Caller with the digits ending in 4610.
here we go.
Please
So they
unmute
stopped
yourself.
it for an amendment. So now there's still more callers. My bad.
Can y'all hear me?
yes, we can hear
That's
you.
fist.
Which items would you like to speak to?
All available. Wait, there was a bunch of changes. Can you please tell me the items available?
The items
And
that are
also
open.
general public comment.
Sure. The items that are open for public comment are items 1 through 16, 24 through 46.
Gotcha. Thank you very much. All available items, general public comment.
Valley
So
Gun
3 minutes
Club.
for the items and 1 minute for the- Please begin with the items. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. These items coordinated very professionally by the city attorney and the city clerk. Thank you very much. We have a CEQA exemption for the vacation of probably an alleyway or something. I don't understand why does a regulation or a provision or a state mandated law or whatever, how can it just be exempted at every turn? It doesn't really make any sense. If something is supposed to be held to that restriction, I mean, I don't understand why you wouldn't even evaluate it, unless it's because you feel like, oh, it's not worth your time, and yet you feel like it's worth your time to do reports that you don't even follow the results of. So I don't understand how you guys manage your time. This is really funny. Whenever you see, oh, I want a project that needs to go forward. Oh, CEQA exemption. Oh, a vacation of an alley. CEQA exemption. But there really
All right, Oscar.
typically isn't an explanation as to why.
ask you to move
We'll
on
be
to
live
another
tonight,
item.
Oscar, for
Sure.
the city council
we
meeting
have
in
liquor licenses here.
Thornton Township. It's going to
and
be a
this
good
is
one.
more than one item, so I should have quite a bit of time. I don't understand how you establish a public necessity or convenience for a liquor license. There's no shortage of a place to get a drink in the city, county, state. I mean, unless you're driving far as fuck, there's a rest stop every so miles. You can get a drink even if you're on a road trip. There's no shortage of places to get a drink. We have here a no-cost lease continuation for the city senior center. Obviously, I don't think we should be paying, money for a city-owned senior center, fucking property lease. But I just think it's interesting how the city has all these arrangements where they don't have to pay to rent places, and so to them, rent basically is non-existent when they don't want it to exist. But for the rest of us, people that live in apartments, even people that own businesses, they can't just say, oh, you know what, that rent is inconvenient, so you know what, I don't have to pay rent. It's pretty crazy. You would think that, like, as adults, it'd be a simple concept to understand, and yet they don't get it. We have these business improvement districts. That's another item. You know what would improve the business
4:30,
in
dude.
East Hollywood? If you cut all the rent in half for the businesses that operate there. The number one cost is motherfucking rent. Okay? They'll say labor, but really they mean the liability associated with labor. It's the rent. The rent is crazy. It's not going down. And honestly, I don't really have a lot of sympathy for some of these business owners because they don't want to pay more to their employees, but they don't want to advocate or do anything to lower the price of rent, which is the whole reason why we need higher wages. No one can afford the rent.
General
You have
public
to
comment?
pay rent for your business, so you understand. General public comment. For a lot of this meeting, there was no audio on the phone. You guys did a bunch of amendments and a bunch of work that people listening on the phone didn't get a chance to hear. It's ridiculous. You need to have somebody listening on the phone the whole time and fix that error before you proceed
up there
with stuff
now
in the
listening.
city's business. And speaking of proceeding with the city's business, you have no respect for the public's time. I don't understand how you can be appointed as the president of city council and then get up and leave during public comment. It's heinous. It's a crime against humanity. And the public is going to hold you accountable. I pray that no one else is harmed when the public inevitably takes physical violent action against you guys. There was an attempt on President Trump recently. Unfortunately, a bystander got killed. If that sort of thing happens to somebody at city council, I pray that no one else is harmed. Okay? That's what I'm praying for, that no one else is harmed when the public inevitably takes physical violent action against the city council.
Caller,
You
your
hear
time
what the
has
public
expired.
is saying.
Damn, almost threats.
And just as an FYI for everybody, if you also look at the agendas, anytime there are technical difficulties with one of the mediums that you receive or that you're listening to this meeting, there are multiple ways to do it. So you can listen in on Zoom. That is one option. You can also tune in on YouTube, which there should be a link on
No, it's
the
got a
city
smoke and
clerk's
scan.
website along with the agenda. And you can also tune in via channel 35. So if in the event that any of those mechanisms to listen to the meeting goes down, you can always use a different mechanism. And again, that direction should be included on the agenda.
Yeah, that dude,
Caller
the
with the
sound has
digits
been fucked
ending in
up all morning.
8990. Please unmute
All
yourself.
morning, not just the phones. You remember we're getting the fucking reverb in there? And
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Which items would you like to speak
Sounded
to?
funky.
Oh, hi. Good morning. Thank you, sir. Yeah, first of all, Hugo should be ashamed not siding with the residents in the 40 RSO complex in Hollywood on Whitley
I'm
Avenue.
sorry.
We
Before you begin, which items would you like to speak to?
I'm doing general public comment. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Thank you.
so you have 1
yeah,
minute. Go
we
ahead.
Thought that, we thought that Hugo would be different from O'Farrell. He would not side with those residents who fought 2 years to save their RSO homes there. Well, Hugo supports the hotel, too. Thank you, Hugo. I think we should think about recalling certain people. I also want to warn everybody there that Trump had warned voters that the Democrats will get rid of single-family neighborhoods. Our beloved vice president, who some of us are working hard, doing everything we can to help her get into the White House, is on the campaign trail promising to have more opportunities for home ownership for the American dream, for equity and generational wealth, as some of our politicians here are thinking of getting rid of single-family neighborhoods. Trump will surely use this against her. We cannot afford anything like that to come up at this time. I just want everybody, he said, beware. This is what Democrats will do, and the Democrats might be doing it here now. And she comes from California, which makes it even worse. Thank you.
Shout out to Kamala.
Y'all might be in for a treat. You know, back before the war broke out, I was a saucier in San Antone. I bet I could call up some of them greens.
In
There
the
was
bathtub.
some crawfish out the patty, yo. Maybe some crab apples for dessert now, yeah?
Who makes any food in the tub?
Yeah,
That's how you know she's a liar. Nobody
Mr.
making
President,
nothing in the tub and eating
There
it.
is a request to continue item 6 to
Tub is for
October 9th,
washing.
2024,
Fuck
sir.
out of here. Rich or poor?
Without objection?
Nobody's
Yours.
using the tub. Reason you got a sink.
No, for the record, it's item 46.
46, not 6?
Yes, sir.
Kumala,
Item 46
the
continue to
installed
October
one.
9th. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you for that clarification. Without objection.
She'll
that is
always
so
be
ordered.
Kumala to me. Because it took a coup.
What's next?
Against Joe Biden in order to
Next,
install her.
Mr. President,
She's the installed
council
one.
may now vote on items 1 through 11,
We're fighting
15,
democracy.
16,
The death of
24
democracy
through
is coming because
32,
of the other guy.
35, 36.
They told you, fuck your choice.
38,
We know you picked.
39.
We don't care.
41.
She's our pick,
and
you're going to
45,
like
sir.
it. That's democracy.
Okay, do any members wish to be heard on these items? Seeing no members on the queue, let's
That's
open the roll.
democracy.
Close the roll. Tally the votes.
Whew.
Okay.
15 eyes.
15 ayes.
Stupid old
Measure
Joe,
is
they
agreed
told
to.
you, they've
What's
been
next?
telling you for months how fit
Next
and
would be
together he
item
was.
37. That was called special
That
by
ended up being more
Councilmember
lies.
Fernandez for a special vote, sir.
Okay. Do any members
Where's
wish to be
Hunter
heard
in
on
the
this
laptop?
item? Seeing no members on the queue,
Where's
let's
Hunter
open
in
the
the
roll.
laptop at?
Close the roll. Tally the votes.
The CIA be watching my apartment. 13 eyes, 2 noes.
Okay, that measure is adopted.
That one's for you.
Next.
Hunter.
Next would be item 22. And item 22, there are two different amendments. So council may vote on the amendment 22B first.
That's it. Idiocracy comes to life. No joke. All these unskilled, stupid people you saw begging just moments ago, this is what they'll be doing.
Welcome to Costco.
All right,
we're at
22B. Are there members wishing to be heard?
Mr.
Blumenfield?
That's the job they'll have. No joke.
Colleagues, I'm going to urge a no vote on both amendments.
No joke.
22B and 22A. Not because I don't like what's being suggested in terms of how to spend the money. I think they're
And do
great
you remember
ideas
how
of to spend
inflated the money
I'm
was?
totally down with that, but we should not
In
be making those
Idiocracy?
decisions
How many?
now on
He
the
wanted
fly
$35
in
billion
this
to take
room.
him
I
to the
talked at
time
beginning of this
machine.
meeting about
Remember?
what a dire
Cost
financial
$10
situation
billion
that
just to
we're
get
in.
a hand job at Starbucks.
Even though I know it's a report back
We're on the
for
way.
a report, we're still discussing how we're going to spend that money. That should be done through the budget process.
You'll
not
need
necessarily
a
waiting for the end of the
wheelbarrow
year,
to
but
go
through
get
the
a
FSR
Big
or
Mac
through
meal
the regular
soon.
order of things. This is a revenue source, just like any other revenue source. We should not be just because we have the opportunity to spend it or decide how it should be spent at the time that we are engaging with it.
People tell me,
we shouldn't
Damon,
be making that decision at this
you live in
point.
California,
so again, it's
you
not
live
on
where
the
all of them
substance
live.
what
I get it.
You're both proposing
What
things
you
that
don't
actually
understand is another
are
win for
opposite
them.
in some ways.
It ain't
but I
gonna
think
matter
that's
where
something
you
that's
live.
worthy of a discussion.
You'll see.
In the context of our budget and in the context of our general fund revenues. This is general fund revenue. We should treat it that way, and we should decide how to spend it. Again, I agree with the concepts of where you're thinking of spending it, but I cannot, especially in this financial moment in time, agree to spend this money or even to start that process where we're asking for a report back on specific ways to spend that money. So I'm going to vote no, and I urge everyone to vote no on the amendments.
Thank you, Mr. Blumenfield. Any other speakers on this item? All right, Madam Clerk, what's before us? Oh, sorry, Councilmember Rahman. Yes, sorry. Mr.
Can I just
President.
ask a question to Councilmember Blumenfield, which is, are you encouraging a no vote on the original motion as well?
Well, what do you expect? You made us all
Sorry,
guinea
be very
pigs for the
clear.
last
I'm
4
supporting
years
the
through a
original motion.
shamdemic. You didn't think that was going to
motion is
change
not
everybody's
spending the money.
minds?
The original motion is putting
That
the
was
cameras in and
purposeful.
getting the
They love to
revenue and starting the
depopulate.
process. I'm a strong supporter of
You know
the
how many people
underlying
killed
motion,
themselves
and
thinking
will
the
be
world
voting
came
yes
to
on
an
the
end? I'm going to
underlying
get it. I
motion.
should die
But
now.
in terms of these
We heard
amendments that
suicide
are
after
discussing
suicide
how
on
to
this show.
spend this new revenue source,
Okay,
I
and
don't
then how
think
many
that
people
is
did they
appropriate
kill
at
with
this
their
moment,
fake
and I'm gonna
vaccines?
vote no on those amendments.
Thank you, Councilmember Yaroslavsky.
Okay, a little
Thank
here,
you.
a
I
little
have
there.
a question. My understanding, based on
All
looking
while
at both of
knocking
these
them out.
amendments, is that they call
That's
for
why they have to come
reports.
over here and beg for money because
does that change it at all
this
for you?
chick and her crew closed down.
It's better than direct spending it, but it's
Closed
still
down
determining. We're still,
all of the
reports are
businesses.
still-
Not to mention, still to this day that I'm talking, holding this coffee in my hand, you are forced as an LA firefighter or LA police officer, okay, to take a vaccine, or you're not getting your job. Still to this day. Okay, and the ones who didn't bend over just took a leave of absence and are still fighting the city now. Still to this fucking day. just so we're really clear. And all these people shut all these businesses down. And again, the rich people that own those businesses, maybe they can live a little, they can. They can hold off and close the business and live a bit longer. But the people that actually work and run the business, they can't. They can't afford to miss 1 month's rent. So when you purposefully close them down for months, if not years, in some instances, that's when you start to put a real dent in their life. Put them behind the 8 ball real quick. And that's what happened. They don't ever take any responsibility for it. Okay, and all they would do anyways, if they said, okay, well, let's give all these people money, all they're going to do is tax the hardworking folks even more than they already do, take that money and give it to them. It's not like we'll say, okay, well, because we made these bad decisions, we're going to work for an entire year for free, and my $250,000 salary is going to go to those people, and so on with the 15 plus people that work here and get that money. Okay, that'd be millions of dollars. I know it's not much, but at least they get something. No, that's not how it happens, or happened.
and as Mr. Blumenfield's predecessor, am
Question:
very
Am I
sensitive
legal?
to
Yes,
the
I am legal. Born and raised
risks
here.
that we run when we start doing any kind of budgeting on the fly, even in good times, let alone in challenging times. So I agree with
If you're asking
Councilmember
me.
Bloomfield's concerns, but I think I heard two different things here. One was
I know my English is pretty bad.
the motions for amendment to the budget.
Pretty poor.
As one suggestion.
But
then I thought
nevertheless,
I heard that, and maybe I misunderstood.
I am
Councilmember
legal to
Rodriguez's
this
statement.
country.
Was your suggestion that
Not to any
we
other.
should approve the amendments and have the reports come back to the budget committee? So, okay. So
No,
if,
I get
if
it,
no one
Robin, I
has
get it,
already moved, then I would move that.
I'm down for you to
items
steal from them to
22A
pay back
and
those people.
22B be referred to the budget finance.
You know, or make it easy on them. No, you know, like give them a card
Okay,
to where
if
they
that's what you did, then I will.
they
second
won't be
your motion,
taxed for the
because
next
it
10
sounded like
years.
you were
Any monies that
saying
were
the
supposed to be
reports should
taxed
come back
is now taken out of their budget. Then they'll end up
So,
hurting us in the long run. Street
if
services,
Councilmember
you'll get
Rodriguez
potholes.
moved,
They
I will
won't fix
second
them.
it.
You know what
All
I
right,
mean?
it's been moved and seconded.
They won't hire more
Councilmember
cops.
Hernandez.
So then the crime goes up. They won't clean the streets, so the streets pile up with garbage everywhere. Yeah. That's why I say all these people can be
Just
fired.
to
One person
clarify,
can do all
Thank you.
15 of their
the-
jobs. One person.
The motion.
Get rid of the city
Rodriguez,
clerk and everybody
second by
else.
Mr. Krikorian was to refer 22A, which is motion Hernandez-Rahman, and 22B, which is motion Park Hut.
Yeah, that's not
to
happening because when
Budget,
they
Finance,
created
and
it, dude,
Innovation
they
Committee,
kept
and
them.
22.
Literally that was one of the stipulations that none of them can be held accountable because they were trying to save the world with some garbage that they knew didn't. And it's what's wild to me is now 4 years later, you know it doesn't work, yet people still take them. That's got to show you how stupid motherfuckers are.
Is it a vote on each of these?
They still think there's a curve to
amendments?
flatten.
At this
There is no
point,
curve to flatten.
The
It was all a
vote
sham.
is
It was a test to see how you did.
to refer items 22
To show the ones who don't comply, like myself.
to Budget and Finance and Innovation
Then the ones who
Committee.
did comply.
And if that
And some of
vote
those
fails,
people got
then
rubbed out.
council can vote on each amendment separately, and then
Don't think it ain't gonna happen again.
22. So the vote now is to send
was just test one.
22A and B to Budget and Finance and Innovation Committee.
All right. So what's before us is to send Councilmember Hernandez.
Council President, I object to that. The referring those amendments to BFI, I don't sit on BFI. This impacts my district greatly. And so I'd love for us to have the conversation here if that's going to happen. The things
I
that are
did
in
fail.
these
I showed my
amendments are
cards,
things that
and
have
I
been
don't like their
discussed in this
plan.
last previous budget cycle. We're asking for filling of the positions of traffic enforcement officers that were cut during the last budget cycle.
That's how I failed.
We have been given a presentation around street takeovers, and given the amount that DOT needs to install that safe street infrastructure. So we've been having the conversation. We had the conversation in the committee where this work originates from. So I would object to it going to BFI.
Idiots want to spend more money to put things
All right,
so they
further
can't do the street
clarification,
takeovers,
Madam
which
Clerk?
they'll just do somewhere else. It's a waste of time and
No,
money. How about just enforcing the
there are
fucking
no
law?
other,
How about
members
that?
Who wishes to
How about that?
Speak on this?
Crush the
referring
cars. That's what they
22A
used to
and
do when I
B
was a
Budget and
kid and I used to do street
Finance
racing.
Committee, then
If they
the
caught
council
you,
may take the
they
vote
would
now.
crush your car.
All right. So
Okay?
the first
Literally, take it,
motion
and smash it in a
before us
machine.
is to
Bye.
refer
Go buy yourself
amendments
another one. When we
B
catch you
and A
again,
to Budget
we'll
and
crush that one too.
Finance. Council members Rodriguez and Krikorian are asking
That'll stop
for a
it.
yes vote.
You crush a few
Councilmember
cars,
Hernandez is
that'll do
asking
it.
for a no vote on that item. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 ayes, 3
Oh, there's
noes.
3 no's,
All right,
huh?
what's next?
Oh boy.
So
Paldea.
clarification,
Where's Ian at?
Mr.
Ian's girlfriend said
President,
no.
Since this
Ian's probably banging her
motion
right now.
passes, then council may
Well,
now
we're
vote
full.
on item 22 itself.
All right. Item 22 is
love you,
before
Queen
us.
Bee.
Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
15 ayes.
All right. What's next?
Next would be item 33, and that requires 2 votes. First vote is whether to substitute.
All right. Substitute
over here
motion,
tooting?
The vote
I wanna
on
be up in here
substituting
tooting.
item 33 is before us. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
Stinky finna toot. Toot, toot, toot,
15 ayes.
All right.
Stinky's finna toot.
And then the second vote is on item number 33. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
You're gonna bite.
15 ayes.
All right. What's next?
Mr. President, there is a request to send item 33 forthwith, sir.
Without objection.
Next,
Gave him an
would be
Eskimo
item
kiss.
34, and that is amendment motion Hutt Blumenfield.
All right. We have item number 34. Seeing no speakers on the queue for this item, let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate.
What's up,
the vote.
Richard? Just over here giving him an Eskimo.
15 ayes.
Stinky kid.
All right. What's next?
And for the record, item 34 has been amended.
He's plotting. He's
Next
always
would
plotting.
be item 40, and that was called special by Mr. McCosker.
Mr. McCosker.
Thank you very much. Item 40 is a motion really asking for a closed session on a piece of
Oh, they wanna
pending
close it up?
litigation, and it's a matter
Against the
that
lawsuit?
involves important public policy issues and statutory interpretation, items that are clearly within the purview of the City Council and the City Council alone, frankly, and cannot be done independently by the City Attorney. I was ready for a closed session today, but apparently the City Attorney is not ready, which is fine. But I'm going to ask that this item be continued and placed on the agenda described as a closed session for a week from today.
Okay, so just to clarify.
Richard, were you on the phone? I want to know if they hung
item
up on
number
you. I bet they
40,
did.
Which means there
I'm
would be
betting
no
you
vote
called
on it,
in.
which means that we would not be able to go into close.
I'm asking for a vote on the item. I'm asking for a vote on the item and asking for it to be placed 1 week from today in closed session as an execution of the instruction.
Those
from the
days
City
have passed,
Council, the
John,
governing
pretty
body
much.
of the city. Thank you.
All right. So we're voting to hold a closed session
Just
7
like
days
the
from
weed.
now.
For clarification, Mr. President, item 40 is requesting the city
hell's with the
attorney
bag?
to
Weed in here,
report
bro. Come on.
the closed session.
Fucking vaping weed
today,
right now.
If council adopts that formal motion from Mr. McCosker, and then
That's what's
the item
what's with the
can
bag.
be agendized for the 15th. So it's best that council adopt the motion, so there is a formal request to the
I
city
know you were
attorney.
on the phone,
All right.
Jason.
Thank you so much for that clarification. Let's open the roll on
That's
that
fucked
item.
up, Richard.
Close the roll, tabulate the vote.
That's why you guys got to go to
15 ayes.
danielgus.substack.com and
right,
find
what's
out how to do the
Next
class
would
action
be
lawsuit.
item
He's got it all
42,
set up on
and
over
that
there.
was
Shout out to Daniel
amendment
Gus.
Harris Dawson Hernandez, sir.
All right. Let's open the roll on item 42 as amended. Close the roll, tabulate the
Just
vote.
a bag of puff. That's it. The Great Volcano.
15 ayes.
All right. What's next?
Next would be item 43.
Never seen one of these, Brian? They're old, man.
and
Almost
item
40 years
43 is
old,
a
these things.
substitute motion. This requires two
Long-
votes. The first
the one I
vote
have is a little
that
newer
council
version
should
of it.
take is
It's a few years
whether
old
to
now, but,
substitute.
All right. Let's open the roll on
Yeah.
substitution. Close the roll, tabulate the vote.
It's better for you because you're not burning the plant
15
matter,
ayes.
so it
All
doesn't
right.
stink the house up
Next
like weed.
would be item 43.
You're vaping
that is
it.
substitute motion Lee Park.
You know,
All right. Let's open the roll.
that's what the weed
Close
looks
the
like
roll,
after it's
tabulate
done.
the vote.
It's not ash; it's brown, and people actually take that and cook with it with some butter, mix it in
All
there,
right,
make
what's next?
butter, then they can make
Finally,
toast,
item
and
44,
then get
and
high
that
with
is,
toast,
amendment motion.
or cook
Rodriguez
anything that
Park,
you need
sir.
to use butter
All right,
with. Make a
let's
steak.
Open the
Put the
roll
butter
on,
on the
item
top.
44 as amended. Close the roll, tabulate the vote.
15 ayes.
All right. What's next?
Next, council has motion.
You just don't see them too often because they're pretty
They are
expensive.
posted and referred.
Like $700 bucks,
desk, sir.
$750.
Thank you so much. Announcements, Mr.
Most people don't want to
To
spend it.
effectuate our purposes, could I
They'll
have
spend $200 on a
item 40
bong
sent
maybe, but
forthwith?
that's it.
Without objection.
Thank you.
All right, announcements, members.
I mean, my Illadelph was like
All
$300-$400.
right, seeing none, I'll ask everyone in the chamber to rise for adjourning
This
motions.
bong was $400, I'm pretty sure. $300-$400. The Illadelph, like a nice quality, good bong. Stamping on the bottom and all that. See, it's cool. I like that. Definitely better for you. And you get way
All right.
higher, I'll tell you that.
Any adjourning motions to my right?
The
Councilmember
crinkle of the
Rodriguez.
bag is a downfall for the show because people don't really want to
Thank
hear the
you.
crinkling. Stinks doesn't like it, that's for sure.
Colleagues,
And,
today
you know,
I
I've
ask
popped a
that
couple
we
bags
adjourn
on
in
here.
the memory of a remarkable individual.
Not paying
A
attention.
respected civic leader, thought leader, a mother, a grandmother, a mentor, and a friend. Maureen Kindle, who passed away on September 26th,
I agree,
2024,
Richard.
at the age of 86.
Good luck with that.
Maureen was born on December 28, 1937 in New York City and moved to Los Angeles in 1971. For more than 5 decades, she was a significant figure in the political, educational, and business life of our city. Her leadership, mentorship, guidance touched the lives of countless elected officials, young professionals.
Yeah, they just take
and
butter,
especially young
regular
women
butter, and then mix
who
it in with
pursued
this shit.
careers
Now you
in
have
public affairs,
weed butter.
government, and education.
And then you make anything, like I said, easy.
Dr.
Easy
Kindle,
peasy. What you
as
cook
we more
or bake with.
affectionately and recently
Just use that
began-
butter.
knew her.
You can get really high with
Her
cookies.
career was marked
Make
by
you
her
some
ability to
cookies.
excel in both public and private sectors. She was an instrumental figure
All right, me
to
lover,
Mayor
have a
Tom
great one.
Bradley as an advisor, as she served as the treasurer for his gubernatorial campaigns and later became the first woman in the city's history to serve as the president of the Los Angeles Board of Public Works. It was in this role that she led the city's first program to increase participation
Tom
of
Bradley, I
minority
haven't
and
seen him in a
women-owned
while.
businesses in public contracting.
Tommy B.
Her civic contributions included her work on the
There's the
LA
old mayor.
Organizing Committee for the 1984 Olympics and co-founding LA 84 Foundation, which continues to help young people grow through sports.
Great for people that live
She
next to neighbors that don't like the
co-founded
smell.
two
Things like that,
significant
small
public
apartments.
affairs firms,
So you're not
Rosie
blowing it out
Kendall
like you would
and
with a
Kindle
bong
Gagnon,
load or a blunt or a
leaving
joint.
lasting legacy in
Doesn't
the
smell
public
like
affairs
that.
industry. A champion of public education, Maureen earned her master's
Plant matter is
and
what
doctorate
makes it
degrees
smell.
in education from Loyola Marymount University. She dedicated herself to improving the public education system by organizing major academic education
I do,
summits
Richard.
and
I like that
being
commercial.
incredibly influential
Jersey Mike's one.
in the leaders who had the responsibility
Whoa, what
of
you
making
doing,
some
cat?
critical decisions.
Whoa,
in
what are you
public
doing? There's my
education.
phone.
It's how
There's my
I
phone.
first
There's my
became
phone.
familiar.
Yeah.
with
You
the
just got to get
indomitable
all weird
power
on there, can't
of
you?
Maureen Kindle was when I worked
Okay,
for
can I pull
LA
this out of
Unified
here and
working
get you
for the
more
president of the
comfortable? Is that
school.
why you were there?
Appreciate
Now you can lay it over there.
Maureen's passion for global causes led her to work alongside Nelson Mandela after his release from prison during his presidency in South Africa, an accomplishment she held dear.
All right, if we hear a random
She is
noise, it's
survived
not
by
from
her
me, it's
sons,
from
Tom
Stinks
and Jerry
pushing the
Full-time.
buttons.
Daughter-in-laws Ingrid and Jeanette, her beloved grandchildren
Yeah.
Chelsea, Stefan,
Yeah,
Colin,
love it.
Caroline, and Aiden.
Love it.
A memorial service in her honor will be held at Loyola Marymount University on December 4th at 10:30. Maureen Kindle leaves behind a legacy of leadership, mentorship, and service. Her contributions to this city and beyond will continue to inspire for generations to come. And though she is no longer with us, her spirit and legacy will live on in the hearts
John,
of
he's
all that know her.
4. Be 5 in
Personally,
April.
I just want to say to Tom and Sam and
Big boy now.
Michael and just all of her colleagues.
Used to
she
be a tiny
was
cat. Not
an
anymore, huh?
incredible
You're the
friend
biggest one I
and
know.
mentor. I've had
Big
the
baby,
privilege of
that's for
knowing
sure.
her
You're
for
a
more
big-
than 25 years. As a young person, before I started at City Hall, she was
Yeah, you're
always
big
available
You're
to
just a big
teaching
baby kid.
and providing incredible advice and support for those of us that just simply wanted to make a difference. You would have never known that she wasn't a native Angelino because she led with a heart and passion for this city that was exemplified in her service
Yeah, vote
as a
Serrano.
Public Works Commissioner, in her adoration of Mayor Tom Bradley, and her commitment and loyalty
Oh,
and
Tommy
friendship.
B.
I, for one, am incredibly grateful to have been able to call her a friend. And through some of the most difficult times,
Smoke in the bathroom
of
with a
experiences
fart
that
fan
I've
on.
had, both in elected or just in city
Still smells the
service.
bathroom up. Trust
I'm
me. You're just
grateful for
you're
the
just
countless
eliminating the smoke factor,
text messages
not the
that I
smell.
have, and words of affirmation. Her friendship
I don't have
is
to do any
something
of
I
that.
deeply, deeply treasure.
Okay, when it's too hot
And I
or
know
too
how
cold to be
painful it is
outside,
to have lost her.
I don't have to go
But
outside and
God
do
bless
it.
her for
Sit on
having
my
been
couch,
such an
blast
important part
away.
of the city's history and all of our lives, because it's for that work that she will forever be remembered and revered, because she was a great Angelino.
Who's Katie
and
Hobbs?
We are all better for having had a Maureen Kindle in our life.
I have to Google it.
May she rest in peace.
Well said, Councilmember Rodriguez. Councilmember McCosker.
Councilmember, that was beautifully said. Thank you so much.
Everyone
I just
see the
wanna
local
express
news
my
Sunday bullshit
sincerest
when Manny
condolences
Machado
and
threw a
thoughts and
ball towards
prayers
the
and
Dodgers
and
dugout?
the
I didn't see it.
appreciation
I didn't even catch the first one.
Maureen.
My boy Gil, he's
All the way back to my first
he's a
days
Padre
at City
fan, and
Hall, I would
he
get
had let me know. I was
call
listing
and say,
cards and like
"Meet you for lunch."
watching the game, but looking down, kind of listening
Sometimes
at
it
the
was
moment.
encouragement.
So I missed the whole
Often it
interaction.
was, "Here's
But then they
what
played the
you need to
replay,
do.
and I could
Here's
then
what you
see,
need to do differently." And her depth of
you
experience,
know, Flaherty.
and her commitment to the
People,
city,
my friend that's a Cardinals fan, he was saying the same thing too, though. Like
and doing it
Flaherty's
right,
that kind of guy.
It's just so deep and so heartfelt.
He's super pumped when he's on top, but when he's down, he's
Really honored to
you
consider
know gets
her a
agitated and they're yelling at each other.
And when I'm running for office, I get a call saying, "I'm coming down to San Pedro. I'll meet you."
Yeah, I
wherever
should
you
have shut
go."
up Meg there. I forgot. Stinks
Really
got me all
lovely
thrown
20
off.
years later,
Shut up, Meg.
Even though we talked a lot during that time, but, you know, it's
That's the best
completely
one.
different
Shut up,
conversation,
Meg.
where once again, she says,
Shut
"Here's
up,
what you
Meg."
need to do." And it was really just in the last few years that we really shared personal stories about
Fucking Meg.
Catholic education.
Blues playing an hour?
Kids,
Oh
grandkids.
man, hockey is here.
Such a wonderful.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4 right now. Sure is. It's 1, 2, 3, 4
leader
right
of our
now.
community. Really appreciate her very much.
At least where I'm at.
The entire family, all the good friends, everyone whose life she touched.
In California, it's 1, 2, 3, 4.
So thank you and God bless
In
you.
California.
Thanks so much, Mr. Lee.
Stinky is a whore.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you, Councilmember Rodriguez.
I ain't never seen you on Figs. Thanks.
Wonderful tribute to this wonderful, amazing person.
Although you could
Maureen Kindle
totally,
was
I could
well-regarded,
totally
well-respected
take you over
in
there,
our-
and I'm sure I
in
could
our
sell your
space.
body for money to all the other
Incredibly
cats.
kind woman, like you, Tim.
You'd be
when I
like,
got elected.
you know,
she
I'd
offered
stud
some
ya.
words of advice. I was able to talk to her and have conversations with her about what, you know, even though I was a staffer for many years, her sort of advice of moving to this next level. And her loss is a big one for the city of Los Angeles. But our thoughts and prayers go out to everyone.
Ballot drop
not only her
boxes
family,
are open
but
in SoCal
to
till
all of us here
November
in the
5th
city of Los
election.
Angeles who really just looked up to her because she was such an amazing woman.
Lava.
Mr. De Leon.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I'd like to add my comments to the speakers who just shared a few thoughts with regards to the grand dame of Los Angeles politics. Ms. Rodriguez, thank you very much for your eloquence and your passion.
Man, his tube looks good today. The helmet looks nice.
That is correct. Collectively.
Like it's a full Darth Vader right now.
Impressive. In so many different ways by this incredible.
Thing's a shiny helmet today.
I just found out a couple days ago, and we lost a giant. You know, by all the pictures that we're seeing, Mayor Tom Bradley, the greatest mayor in the history of the city of Los Angeles, all the other elected officials, you know, non-elected officials, Johnny Cochran, Antonio Rivera-Gosa, all these folks. She knew everybody, and all the powers.
No, it's just early.
And I always enjoyed conversing with her. She was full of
Early, you know, just letting you know that it's early.
person.
Voting is going on.
You know,
I usually get it done early.
Local government, where the bodies were buried.
Go drop it off in the election box.
You know, to just
That way I can
recently
see it go in the lock box
the conversation.
while I wear my,
It's a huge
you know,
loss, not just for our local government, but
Political
the
shirts.
city as a whole. It's one of our giants, and I'd like to be added. Ms. Rodriguez, thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Blumenfield.
I just want to add, first, I'd like to ask if we can make it all members. So I know we all want to be part of that. And just that she was a friend and a powerhouse. She cared about the city and was someone of incredible integrity. So may she rest in peace.
Councilmember Hutt.
Thank you so much.
I don't know, dude. I think it isn't.
I was just
but
getting to know her.
I don't think it is.
And
but
it was,
some people in here say it is, that it's a toupee.
that she is no longer with us.
If it's a
being
toupee, it's
woman
good.
and thinking that
I think what
women
throws
got
him
their
off is
checking
that
accounts
gray
in
on the sides.
1974.
He's just,
Her to
not
push,
doing enough
and be highly
just for men.
respected was really
Needs a little more, the extended kit.
And I just want to thank you for her contribution for
I
sharing.
always find that funny.
her
See motherfuckers that are like
experiences.
60
she
with
was
not a
certainly
gray hair
missed.
on them.
I'm glad that,
Black,
Bob,
jet
you asked her to
black
be on
hair
the
like they
council.
19.
And,
Bro, it's okay. It's
Councilmember Park.
okay.
Thank you, Council President.
Ooh, I don't know, dog balls. I mean, they've changed all that up. Same with YouTube. Like, literally within the last month.
Blazer, and
So I wouldn't know. Anybody
I
know the
benefited
best
from
ad
her
blocker for
mentorship,
Twitch?
and she took a real interest in me and getting to know me.
Anybody in the room? Anybody
Looking
you
back
tech
over the few
you
short
tech
years
titans?
that I got to know her, some of my favorite memories are sitting around the kitchen counter and having coffee, and her years of wisdom and perspective, that she was so generous.
Remember when she dressed like Marilyn Monroe?
Is
For
something that
it was like for Halloween or no, it was Marilyn Monroe Day or something. She came in dressed as Marilyn Monroe.
To the entire Kindle Gagan family on behalf
All
of
tarted up. It was
Council
great.
District 11, our deepest condolences to all of you. We are here for you.
I think they were trying to save Marilyn Monroe's house. Maybe that's what it was.
We're really,
From
really
being
going to miss the
demolished
star over in CD11.
by the new
Thank you so
owner.
much, and thank you so much again, Councilwoman Rodriguez, for bringing this tribute and all the great comments by our council colleagues and the slideshow that you
That's
see
fucked up, Willie.
there truly
Willie Deep says the
exemplifies
best Twitch ad
her
blocker is to
contribution
delete the app.
city. This woman had the touch.
They may self-delete soon enough.
Social worker or a teacher or someone.
The way they
who,
run shit.
You feel very familiar with, and at the same time, an hour with her was like a master's level course on both the history of the city of Los Angeles.
Sounds like Market Zero knows what he's
politics,
talking about,
and
so.
gender studies, all in 1 hour at one time.
look at him
every single time you sat with
for
her.
advice.
So our city has truly lost an institution, and we want to make sure we remember who she was to us and how much she thought of us to spend her time and her life in the way that she did. And she can be an example for each and every one of us that cares about this city. Councilmember Rodriguez.
And I just would be remiss if I didn't say, heaven just got a little more fabulous with this woman and her glamour and her glasses, and it's
Shut
gonna
up,
be a
Meg.
party up there.
Shut up,
And
Meg.
I just,
Shut
and
up, Meg.
Tom, will you all continue to be an extension of that legacy? And we were also blessed to know her. But I wouldn't be doing Maureen.
She's the only one that had to
service
speak
if I
twice.
didn't talk about her family affairs, and I hope she's wearing the biggest glasses possible.
Oh, you ain't missed nothing, Terry. Probably
Thank you so much.
phone
May she
calls
rest
were
in
probably
peace.
more
Thank you all
fun.
so much for being with
Say-
us.
it's about where we've been.
Councilmember De Leon.
Subscribing is the best ad blocker. Well, there you go. What does it cost? $5 to subscribe?
I rise here with a very heavy, heavy heart.
That's what they're really doing, right? Isn't that what they're doing with like YouTube? They're just pushing you, blocking all the ad blockers. They're pushing you to pay the premium.
That's no other than Greg Meredith.
To save your, that's really what you're doing. You're paying to save your time. And if you looked at how much time you'd save on those things, it might be worth it. It's kind of like a toll road. I don't like paying for the toll road. I already paid for
Greg
it.
was born in the Bronx.
Now I got to pay to drive in it on top of paying to build it. And that sucks. But when it means me sitting in bumper-to-bumper traffic for 2 hours, oh yeah, I'm going to pay $4.50 because my time is worth more than that. And that's really what you're doing. It's $5.99. Okay, $6.
He spent 39 years.
So
close to
yeah,
40
I think
years
that's
serving
really
the
what it
Eagle Rock
boils
community.
down to.
He dedicated his
And I
life
only
to
get
public service.
$3 of that,
Greg
I'm
was serving
sure.
as the secretary of the board of zoning
You know,
appeals.
Twitch
for the
takes
Los Angeles
50%.
Planning Department. His passion for land use shaped many important discussions within our community. Back in 2012, Greg
2020,
joined the board of directors of the
$22.99 a
Eagle
month
Rock
for the premium on YouTube now.
Association, Terra, where his unique ability to facilitate meaningful conversations.
I got to be
on
honest though, I
local
do watch
issues
a lot of
quickly
YouTube, probably more than
apparent.
I
He
should.
brought fresh perspective that guided thoughtful decision making. And in 2017, he was elected the president of Terra, where he continued to inspire and lead. One of Greg's proudest achievements was his advocacy for the Vidiots Foundation, which is on the corner of Eagle Rock Boulevard and Yosemite. He played an instrumental
Pretty
role
much
in
right on the head.
historic Eagle Theater,
Nail on the head
fighting
there,
against
status
city
quo.
restrictions and rallying the community to support the project. Just last
You
month,
know, it's
he
a circle
inspired
jerk.
crowd of
They all hold each other's
260
dicks and
passionate community members to advocate for
jack
Vidiots
each other off.
at an East Area Planning Commission meeting. Today, if you visit Vidiots, you will find a commemorative VHS cassette
YouTube is your cable.
In the lobby.
I mean, that's kind of how it is for me almost now. Now, I mean, they have football on there, right?
Greg was also
They got the
to support
package, the
local
NFL
businesses.
package.
He championed
Do they have the
initiatives like
NHL
Eagle
package
Rock
and stuff on there? Anybody know?
Boulevard Project, making Eagle Rock Boulevard more pedestrian
Like-
friendly and green.
Like the
After
MLB
the
channel?
challenges of the pandemic,
Probably not.
Greg created the Happening in Eagle Rock social media account to provide free promotion for our local businesses, showing his unwavering support for our
Twitch
community.
Turbo, which
In
offers
addition to his role
ad-free viewing
as Terra
for
president,
$11.99. At
Greg
that point, you
served
might as
on
well
the
just pay
Colorado
the
Boulevard Design
$6.99 a
Review
month.
Board since 2018.
But,
Always
oh wait,
focused on
that would only
enhancing the
be
quality of life
ad-free in
for
here
Eagle
though,
Rockers.
right? I think so. I
I
think
had the
everywhere
privilege of
else,
attending his service just
all the other
2
streams
days
you'd
ago.
see commercials again.
Last
So maybe the
Sunday,
$11.99
it
is
was a
worth it.
Testament to the impact he had on so many lives in the Eagle Rock. Greg is
I don't
survived
anymore, Robin. I have cassette. I have like Walkmans. I have a pager.
His sisters Sherry and Angie.
I have an
who live
iPhone
with us
2
in Dallas, Texas.
or a 3, like the
And
first
his
one I ever
parents,
bought.
Gwen and Jim, and if you meet Jim,
I even have a like a brand new BlackBerry.
just in San Diego Valley.
Remember the Blackberries? Bro, those things got popular quick.
And his cherished niece.
Those
and
love the Blackberries.
we will remember
Little
Greg,
snap case on your
not just for his
side
leadership,
right here.
but for his kindness, for his wisdom, and his commitment to our community. And you may not have known this or noticed this, and it's understandable. But just a few months ago,
I need to sell the
Greg
cassette,
came
the
down
Walkmans.
to
They're worth
the
money,
chamber,
like $50,
and,
$60
he
bucks.
and I went
I don't think I
to
paid that
the back
nude.
room of the chamber and broke bread once again. A very loving,
Well, I can't confirm
heartfelt,
nor deny,
passionate,
but hopefully a terrorist will buy it.
and that's why the beautiful spirit of who this man is. And Greg, I think,
YouTube
was
TV gives you
6'2",
21 free
6'4",
trials. Change your
you know?
email every 21
6'2",
days.
I
and
added
you-
a couple inches, you know.
Fucking love me.
A beautiful, gentle
Always
guy
people smarter than the system. What
who's
can I say?
passionate about his community.
What can I say?
And who he was and is
You had a
as
BlackBerry?
human being.
Yeah,
So, like I
Blackberries,
said,
man.
just a
Those
couple
things
months
were
ago,
popular.
4 months ago, we were in that back room and we had a beautiful conversation. A beautiful man.
Fucking whole keyboard
So,
on
may
there.
Greg Meredith rest
Or you could have a
in peace,
keyboard on the screen.
as well as he rests in power. And Mr. President, and I just to conclude, would be remiss, you know, Min Meredith is here, you know, and
enormous.
Angie Meredith, his sister, but also too, he brings with him a family from the Bureau of Contract Administration as well too. And,
Walkie-talkies?
you know,
Yeah, I
our-
never
our
had
other general
walkie-talkies.
manager, John Reamer, is here somewhere around here.
It's not the yellow Sony, but it is the Mega Bass, the Sony Mega Bass with like the EQ on the side and shit. I'm telling you, I've had a friend hit me up, say, "Hey man, before you put that up, let me know. I'll buy it from you."
Part of our beloved city.
I have a lot of expensive fucking tapes, like the Purple Wu-Tang.
May he rest in peace. Greg, and may he rest
Was it 36 chambers, something like that? I forget
so
the
much,
album,
Councilmember
but yeah,
Blumenfield.
dude, that
you.
cassette is like $30.
I'd like to
I
adjourn
bought
the
it for
memory-
$9.99 and
adjourn
listened
this
to it.
body in memory of the victims
Almost
of the
broke
attack
it.
by the terrorist organization known as Hamas. It was 1 year ago yesterday, and the death toll of the hostages has only grown in that time. We'll have a rolling list of the victims as I speak. The names of over 800 civilians who were murdered in their homes, towns, and communities confronting Hamas terrorists during the brutal attack that took place during a peace festival on October 7th, 2023, as well as the subsequent attack on October 7th. Those names are here. It doesn't include the first responders and a number of others. Many of us here,
Look how old some of the
here around this
people
horseshoe
were.
were at the incredibly moving memorial last
Almost
night.
like
at the
he attacked
Saban
all
Theater,
seniors.
or at many of the other memorials that happened this past weekend over the last few days. Some of us have visited the Nova exhibit in Culver City, where the massacre at the music festival is vividly documented, and I urge anyone who hasn't been there to go and bear witness to what happened. While the attack was 1 year ago, it's important to realize that it wasn't just a one-day event. Rocket attacks from Gaza into Israel continue to this day. Just yesterday, at least a dozen rockets were shot from Gaza into Israel. Can you imagine how many rockets would be shot at Israel if Israel hadn't invaded in self-defense? And rockets continue to be shot at Israel, not just from Gaza, but from the West Bank, Lebanon, and of course, most recently, from the state sponsor of all that regional terrorism, Iran. I have staff with family in Lebanon who say they are hoping and counting on Israel to help them rid themselves of Hezbollah. My point is that the victims of Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Iranian regime go beyond the Israelis that they have killed. It's their own people who are oppressed and victimized by their regime, and frankly, by the deadly consequences of the inevitable responses to the attacks. While today we are adjourning for the people killed directly by the October 7th massacre, we also recognize the tragedy of all the people killed and oppressed as a consequence of the continued direct and indirect actions taken by Hamas and its terrorist sponsors. The list of the names scrolling on the screen is a graphic reminder about the human toll of the October 7th massacre, the worst massacre of Jews since the Holocaust. And I think it's important to see the names to help counter the revisionist history that I sometimes sadly see propagated. It's time to stop laying blame on innocent people in Israel and their neighbors who sought peace at a music festival and clearly lay blame where it belongs. On the terrorists who attacked Israel on October 7th, who attacked Israel before October 7th despite a ceasefire that was in place, and who continue to attack Israel to this day. The only reason that we don't see more dead people in Israel every day is because of the Iron Dome,
the CDs,
intercepting missiles every
they have to be really clean.
Look at the map. See
but
that
the
Israel is
cassette
the size
tapes
of New
really
Jersey,
sell well,
surrounded by these
Cortland. You're
massive
going to be
countries
surprised.
Where many regimes
Go on to
that have
eBay,
wanted to wipe them out.
take them out, go on to eBay, and then
This last year,
search whatever you have, the Eagles, Hotel California, whatever, and then push sold listings. Click sold listings, and it'll show you sold. You may see one that's sealed. That's not what you want to compare yours to. Look at something that's similar in condition to yours. And that's what it'll probably sell for. So it's like you got paid to listen to it. Now you're getting all your money back.
I hope our world leaders
Take a
can
look.
work together
VHS tapes too. Even though you think, who the fuck watches that stuff? People collect it. That was back when you actually had art. You could pull the thing open and check out the art and read stuff. And,
of the massacre that happened 1 year ago today. May they rest in peace.
The digital download has killed all the artwork and all the, all the thanks on the back of those, booklets.
Councilmember Blumenfield, I asked to be added to that adjourning motion.
Thank you.
To be added as well.
Councilmember Park, Councilmember Yaroslavsky, Councilmember De Leon, Councilmember Hutt. This is an all-council, so people don't have to raise their mic. So this will be an all-council adjourning motion. Thank you so much, Mr. Blumenfield, for bringing that to us. Any other adjourning motions for today?
Of course, somebody has to say
none, we are
something.
adjourned. Thank you so much, everybody.
There it is. So it's finally done. Up. Yeah, let's get that out of here before we get a copyright for the music. But there we go. We got it in, guys. Tonight, it's going to be fun because it's Thornton Township meeting. Tiffany has to be there. She always is there. You saw what she did yesterday, right? We saw what she did. She just came in and took a shit on the meeting and just said, oh, yeah, that's for you guys, and just straight up left, right? That was what happened today or yesterday in Dalton. So one would assume most of those people that are going to go watch are there, right, today for the Thornton Township meeting. So I have a feeling, not to mention her, and I think his name is Chris Gonzalez, I think his name is. He's one of the trustees. They don't get along. So it should be really interesting. 4:30 p.m. Pacific time, is when it shall start. We'll get the balls rolling. And, yeah, man, we'll call it a roll. And hopefully we get all the fireworks, because I think we will. No joke. I think it'll be pretty crazy. I think we should see a lot of fireworks. She gives you a chubby. She got that fat ass, that's for sure. She done walked in and showed it to everybody with that those tight pink pants she had on.
Oh my God, Becky, look at her butt.
I don't care. I couldn't be with her. She's too mouthy. I just couldn't. Wait, she's too aggressive. Like I don't want a woman who's more aggressive than myself. Like it's just, I want a lady to be a lady. You calling in right now? Oh, you calling in the Thornton Township? No, they don't take call-ins. That would be wild if they did. They don't take the call-ins. So it is what it is. But it should be spicy. And shit, it's already 1 o'clock, right? 7 minutes till. So 3.5 hours, I'll be back on. So I'm going to hop off now. Get some lunch and do all that stuff since I haven't even had breakfast. Fuck. Need to cook some eggs or something. Get going. All of that is coffee and a banana. I did have a banana, so I had that. So yeah, you guys have a fantastic day. Hopefully you guys can join us tonight. After the Dalton City Council, there won't be anything else because I'm not going to do 3 shows in one day. It's just too much. So we'll do those 2. It's going to be really exciting, though, at Dalton. I know it. I mean, in Thornton Township. I just know it. It's going to be fireworks tonight. Other than that, have a fantastic day. Thank you for the likes, the love, all the donos, the thumbs ups. They work. They are free. I appreciate those. And that's it. I guess, have a fantastic day. Keep the notifications on in case we get a chase between now and then. And I guess that's it. On behalf of Stink Bomb over here, he's right here, this guy, and myself, we're out of here for now. I'll see you guys at 4:30 p.m.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Yeah, you guys. I'm a gang.